I think it would be here part. Maybe. I can't spell apparently. Well, no, it's I can spell. Well, I used to could spell a lot better. I was in a spelling bee before. I cannot type. Although I will admit, autocorrect has fucked my life on when it comes to spelling. It's like it's a gift and a fucking curse. Telling you the truth. Gift and a fucking curse. Alright. No, it is not made for kids, trust me. The bit rate is low, what the fuck? Looks like good to me, I don't know. Open widget, good connection. Maybe it just takes a minute to catch up, I don't know. Streaming software. Webcam, stream. Twitch. Twitch, 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 Twitch. Oh, what? Catch you. Okay. Shit. Alright. Sorry. Just pulling up just in case. Maybe nobody will probably come. I'm worse than some of these murderers I'm watching. Nobody likes me at all. I guess it's all I hear. It's a straight white male. I get you everywhere. No, apparently not. Not anymore. Yeah. Why does it start sending video? It's already sent. No, god damn it. I hate. Ugh, why the fuck? I swear to fuck. Sometimes this shit's such a fucking cringy ass fucking content. Live. Right? True crime. Yeah, yeah. Streams bitrate. It's still doing. What do you mean it streams bitrate? Excellent. God. YouTube, you're a multi-billion dollar fucking company. And you still. It's like my goddamn Amazon fucking shit sometimes don't want to work. I'm like, you're a fucking billion trillion dollar company or whatever. And you can't make my goddamn shit work. I don't know. It's kind of like this shit ass. Sometimes HBO would do that, and I'm like, maybe you're not worth as much, but HBO isn't no chump change. And Disney. Alright, let's watch this shit. I don't know why there's an Asian girl on here when this is called the case of Brendt Christensen, but we can only speculate. I have not seen this one, so I don't know exactly what happens. I watched a bunch of them earlier. Oh shit. You can't hear it because I got it on mute. Okay, sorry. Goddamn, it's so loud too. This should be, but I think I need to turn my...
Was traveling on a bus to an off-campus apartment complex in Urbana, Illinois, where she was planning to sign a new lease for an apartment. She was running late and sent a text message to the leasing agent to inform them that she would arrive just after 2 p.m. After riding on one bus, she exited and tried to transfer to another, yet mistakenly waited on the wrong side of the street for boarding and missed it. She walked to the next bus stop a few blocks away at the corner of North Goodwin Avenue, where surveillance showed that a black Saturn Astra passed her by at exactly 2 p.m. It then circled back around and stopped where she was waiting at 2:03 p.m. She spoke to the driver for approximately 1 minute and then got in the car before it drove away.
Okay, let's start this shit off, right? How, like... Who? Like, I see this all the time. This shit, it happens in broad daylight. How the fuck do motherfuckers just decide to kidnap somebody in broad daylight? Second of all, like, how did she know this person? Like, I don't know. We're starting early on, so I'm speculating here. But, fuck. And if, like, look, I'm a grown-ass man. Well, I'm a crippled man now, but even as a grown-ass man, I'm not going to get in a car with somebody I don't know. What? Why? Oh, goddamn. Why is there no sound?
1 minute, and then got in the car before it drove away.
Oh, I got it on like super fast speed. Sometimes he doesn't talk. I didn't mean to have it on super fast speed. I usually watch everything at 2 or 3 times speed. What? You didn't have nothing to comment for like? I thought it was on mute. Motherfucking can't
The
swim.
leasing agent sent her a text message at approximately 2:38, but received no reply. As the hours passed,
Oh my god! It sounds like he's talking slow. Like something's wrong with him now. It's like this is how it sounds like to me. Are you sending text? And then if he talks like this, it sounds like normal. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know.
Zheng's friends, aware of her errand and expecting her to return quickly, grew increasingly worried, and a missing persons report was filed to police at exactly 9:24 p.m. that.
Okay, I guess this must be some movie shit. This is the second time I've heard somebody file a missing report within a day. Maybe it's circumstances, but every time, always heard, somebody's got to be missing 24 hours before you can file a missing persons report. But apparently, no, that's not true.
At night, the University of Illinois helped coordinate search efforts on and around campus. Yin Ying's family flew into the U.S., and a reward of $50,000 was offered for information leading to her whereabouts, but the local authorities received no leads. It was on the 12th of June, however, when the FBI discovered the surveillance footage capturing Yin Ying's last known location. They were unable to discern the license plate number of the vehicle from the footage, yet they were able to determine that there were 18 four-door Saturn Astras registered to owners in the state of Illinois. One of the owners was.
Damn, 18? You would think there would be more in the whole state of fucking Illinois. That must have been an uncommon as fuck car. And if you're going to be a kidnapping, killing motherfucker, drive the most fucking common car. Get you like a fucking a Nissan Altima or a Honda Civic or some shit where there's like 50 million. Don't buy a car when there ain't that many of them. Like, just don't. You blend in. Also, if you're gonna be have a car, well, I guess you want to have a registered car because you don't want to get pulled over for something silly, like not having a registered car. But like, don't drive a car in a whole state where there's only 18 of. If you're gonna be a kidnapping murderer, drive a car where there's like a million of them.
Was 27-year-old Brendt Allen Christensen, a PhD student at the University of Illinois who had graduated with a master's degree in physics and who had been
Really? A master's degree in physics, but he's this goddamn stupid.
Married for 4 years to his high school sweetheart, Michelle Zortman. Investigators interviewed him on June
Michelle Zortman.
12th and inspected his car. When questioned, he reportedly claimed that he did not remember what he was doing at the time of Yin Ying's disappearance, but also stated he was most likely sleeping or playing video games. The police took his contact information, and he was released after just a 9-minute interview and a 5-minute inspection of his vehicle. 2 days later, upon reviewing the surveillance footage, investigators observed that the car's sunroof was similar to that of Christensen's, but more notably that the vehicle in the surveillance had a cracked hubcap, as did the vehicle of Christensen, and
oh shit,
who at that moment became the prime.
I'll tell you another fucking thing. Reality versus television and movies. Fucking video cameras are shit. They are fucking I'm like, why? I've got like a fucking little shit webcam that's like HD. Like, you're telling me like people can't buy it like for cheap? Like, I don't know. Like, what are these, like 24p? I don't know.
Prime suspect. He was called in by police in the late hours of Wednesday night, June 14th, requesting that he come in to discuss what they stated was an important matter regarding Yin Ying's disappearance. Christensen agreed, and an FBI investigator picked him up from his home and drove him to the Champaign Police Department at around 12 a.m.
I'm trying to think. I bet 24 hours.
Yeah, I assume you guys came at midnight. That this is a priority, so I assume that it would go too fast.
Yeah. Okay. Wow, this changed a little.
God damn, why is that guy so fucking loud? He's like a commercial. Like, you watch TV and you're watching it and it's low, so you gotta turn the fucking volume up, and then the fucking commercial comes on, it's like twice as loud. Fuck you, concurrent viewers. You come in for 2 seconds. Like, what do you expect? What are you expecting? Why are you here for 2 seconds?
Home. My name is Anthony Manganero, especially with the FBI. I'm assigned here at Champaign. And then this is Eric?
Yeah, Detective Eric Stuyvesant.
Detective with University Police, okay. We are investigating the disappearance of Ms. Ying Ying. Because we are in my offices and it's late at night, I'm going to read you your advice of rights, okay? Again, this is a voluntary interview, so at any time you're done, we'll drop.
Any fucking time a cop wants to read you your rights, you ask for a fucking lawyer, and then if they say it's voluntary, you say, well, I'm done. Although, I guess sometimes maybe some of these fucking criminal idiots are like, I'm so smart, they can't catch me, I'll talk to them. Don't fucking talk to the cops. You're one person, I don't give a shit if you're like a mastermind. You know? Like, just unless you want to fucking give up, don't fucking talk. If they want to, they don't just read you your rights. Because if it was just asking you questions, and then they didn't read you your rights, and then you did spill out some fucking shit, if they didn't think you were like a possibility, or at least somewhat of a possibility of being the fucking person, they're not going to read you your fucking rights. Because that doesn't matter. But if they think you're the person, they don't want you to say some shit without your rights being read, because guess what? They can throw a whole fucking case out just on that. And a lot of times it'll fuck up something that comes afterwards. Because a lot of people get off on those technicalities. So if they bring up reading your rights to you, you tell them, if you need to read me your rights, I need to have a lawyer present. Why do you think half of like organized crime mob people got away with shit as much as they fucking did? Except for like their harsh shit with like, if you say something, we kill you, and you know what I'm saying? They were smart enough. They had a fucking lawyer every goddamn time, no matter what. They got them out. Like, lawyers ain't the greatest people. They ain't all, but like, at least give them a fucking, don't talk to the cops. Like, if I was innocent, I wouldn't talk to the cops without a lawyer. I would even say, either give me a defense attorney or whatever, And definitely if I'm guilty, I'm not talking to the police. You know you're fucking guilty. That's what kills me in all these. Go ahead. Fuck, goddamn play, motherfucker.
Driving back home. That's the end of it. So I know that you spoke with my colleague Joel. I've briefly been able to talk to him. We've been kind of running all over the state. So if you can kind of give me a recap of what you told him, I would appreciate it.
Anytime they want you to recap something you've told them, it's twofold bad, because if you change your story too much, then it's suspicious. If your story comes off too rehearsed, then it's suspicious. Like, it's like, fuck. That's the problem with lying too. So that's what they did. But at the end of the day, that's not always gonna, because like, look at this shit, right? You tell me you remember everything that ever happened to you in detail, and it's never gonna change from story to story. I mean, come on.
Our investigation, as I'm sure Joel probably told you, is the disappearance of this woman, this young lady, and the most viable tip that we had referred to a black Saturn Astra. So that's why he came to talk to you.
Yeah, who drives that car? 18 people in Illinois, apparently.
I'm not going to hold you to it if there are certain details you forget.
So they came...
The suspect had just been read his rights and essentially made aware that he is now a suspect, yet instead of confronting the situation and demanding why he is being put in such an uncomfortable position at such...
They bring that up a lot of times, and I always thought that was kind of bumped, but I remember, like... And I've heard it used the other way. Like, if you like denied something vehemently, that makes you look innocent versus... But then I also heard it makes you look guilty, too. But when I was in the hospital from my wreck, and then, like, I'm just out of this. They've done some sort of surgery. I don't know what they've given me overall. Like, I know they gave me ketamine at one point. But I don't know, dude, I remember these doctors come up to me. I'm disoriented as fuck. They're asking me, what am I on? What have I been drinking? I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, I was fucking almost killed. I'm all, I was got defensive as fuck. So I kind of get it, because I'm like, I was at work. I think that's what I said. I was driving home from work. I didn't have nothing to drink or drugs. I don't do none of that. Like, you might get, like, I was when I was still smoking. I'm like, maybe some nicotine in my system. I don't even think I took any, like, I might have took, like, an Advil or something that day, but, like, there wasn't no fucking, like, crack cocaine or something. So maybe there is something to that.
Such a late hour, he calmly accepts and responds in a non-adversarial manner. Imagine yourself in his position. You have nothing to do with this young woman's disappearance, yet you are being hassled and even accused by police in a passive yet...
So, tip, anybody, if you ever get called in by the cops and they sort of accuse you or make you think, like, don't just roll over and take it, even if you did it. You need to pretend like you're like, what the fuck? Why are you stopping me? What the fuck have I done?
Yet blatant fashion. You would most likely demand to know exactly why you were being questioned in such a manner, and exhibit some form of protest or objection at the current circumstances.
They were just checking out all of the Saturn Astros in the area.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's a pretty rare car, so probably a short list.
Yeah.
He asked where my wife...
As I said earlier, he must have like been thinking in his head, God damn, why the fuck did I try to pick up this little Asian girl in my Saturn, whatever the fuck car, Astro? Like, it's like, why didn't I get like a fucking Mustang or like a fucking Honda Civic? Or you could have got some sort of like a Hyundai Elantra. I'm sure there's more of them than this shit ass car.
My wife and I were during, I think it was 2 to 3 on Friday. And I mean, I graduated a couple weeks ago, so I'm looking for jobs right now. So,
okay.
I mean, I was either playing video games on my computer or taking an afternoon nap. So,
So you don't want to get a job, basically, bro? You don't want to get a job, bruh? Bruh? You don't want to get a job? Bruh?
I was unable to produce an alibi. I looked into certain things to try and see if I could get some kind of info for an alibi. I sent some texts around that time, but none exactly between 2 and 3.
He stated that he was looking for texts that he may have sent during the time in question for the purpose of producing an alibi. Yet he was clearly unaware that police would later confirm that he was not playing video games at any point during the day in question either. Even when offline, digital forensics are able to uncover the exact time a game was played and how long it was played for, which is far easier to determine on a computer than it is on a video game console like a PlayStation or Xbox. This wouldn't have completely refuted his alibi, as the suspect was smart enough to provide 2 possibilities. The narrative that he could...
Guys, we're on Twitch. Nobody's watching me, of course, but if you want to kill somebody, make sure you tell them you're playing on console. Did you play console games? Because apparently it's harder to tell if you were playing or not. Just a tip. We're learning all kinds of murder tips tonight, guys.
could have been sleeping at the time would still have credibility.
Also, be like, I'm a lazy fuck and I sleep all the time at different times of the day.
I let them come in the apartments. They searched for stuff. I let them come in the car. They searched for stuff there.
You let them come in your car? That's fucked up, bro.
That was pretty much it. Okay. 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
How do these motherfuckers get away with killing anybody?
Give them my info.
Like, I mean, he's not getting, but like, for, I don't understand how they get away for even, like, all these people sound so stupid.
What'd you graduate in?
Master's in physics.
In physics?
Yes.
He's like, really? Like physics? Like Albert Einstein? Like fucking Stephen Hawking? Like, smart? Smart? You mean phys ed, right? Because you sound dumb AF, motherfucker. Or I get, maybe you just got no, I hate to say this, common sense.
Well, that's way smarter than me.
Clearly it's not, bro, because this guy seems dumb AF to me, and I don't have a master's in shit. Although maybe he was able to concoct some sort of something.
I'm assuming that's over at the U of I there.
Yes.
Okay. You said your wife was out of town.
Yes.
The guys mentioned something about Wisconsin.
Correct.
Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. You guys are originally from there, or is
Yes.
that okay? Do you know what days she was in Wisconsin?
Like late Thursday night, early Friday morning until Sunday evening.
You mentioned that you thought you possibly sent.
Bro, I know if I was married, my wife went out of town, first thing I would do is drive up and down the street looking for little girls to kidnap. No, god damn, what the fuck? This dude must be fucked. Like, what makes you cross your mind? Like, he's not even some, like, crazy incel. Like, he's got a wife. Like, I don't know, maybe they got problem. I don't know, like, there's something going on more to this shit.
Text messages between, you know, the hours of 2 or 3, so you weren't able to find any.
That's correct.
Do you recall any?
Another tip, guys. If you're going to kidnap somebody, text out a bunch of shit. Well, I guess if he'd have texted, they could have figured out he was texting at a certain location. I don't know.
Text message they sent that day, or like were there?
Oh yeah, there were
times?
one. I actually left. Well, I didn't. They didn't look through the phone, but I was showing them texts on my phone.
Okay.
Like someone sent me a text at like 1:30. I responded at like 3:45 or something
Okay.
like that. So, there are texts around it.
Yeah, but maybe not.
Not
that
exactly between
specific.
2 and 3, and that's why I think I was probably lying down and sleeping, just because, like, you know, especially now, I'll typically do stuff in the morning, look for jobs, apply to a few, and, like, you know.
He's lying. He didn't apply to shit. He's looking at fucking hentai.
I lie down to sleep, wake up, respond. It definitely fits. That
Okay.
way, so.
Yeah, it fits. It fits.
Was that kind of pattern of kind of looking for jobs, kind of having a little relaxation after graduation? Was that typical of the entire week prior?
Looking for unfamiliar patterns in both the suspect and the missing person's behavior is routine procedure in a missing persons investigation. The question is posed to the suspect in a delusive manner, as anything he says at this point will not be taken at face value. The investigators will be relying solely on forensics and witness statements to determine any shifts in behavioral patterns during the week in question.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah. It's,
Do you remember specifically if you sent any applications out online or if you visited any places
on Friday.
throughout the week?
Throughout the week, I haven't had any in-person interviews. I had a phone interview on Thursday, and
Anything on Friday? Okay. Do you have any questions for me before?
why am I under suspicion? Is it just my car, or is there anything else?
I mean, that's, you know, a large portion. I mean, it is a very unique car. Like I said, our search warrant is just for the car.
Yeah.
Who the fuck would ever think a Saturn would be like talked about as being a rare car?
So we can,
Yeah.
you know, look into it. We can, of course, see what we can find, and of course, you could also turn around and exonerate you completely. I mean, we're talking about a very rare car.
Yeah.
So,
The suspect cannot be detained at this moment and has just showed the first sign of contention. The first direct confrontation is yet to take place, and detectives will always plan for it to be initiated by them. For this reason, the lead investigator switches the suspect's focus to a less confrontational matter in order to put him at ease before the first confrontation begins. The detectives want to induce anxiety in the suspect, but it needs to be done at the right time to have the most advantageous effect.
how long were you at the U of I? Did you do undergrad there as well?
No, I did my undergrad at UW-Madison,
Okay.
and I came here in 2013.
Okay.
I was initially in the PhD program, but decided I didn't want a PhD, so I just kind of left with the master's.
Got it. I like the
Oh, not as smart as we thought, huh? Couldn't cut it. Couldn't get the fucking PhD, huh? Playa.
campus.
It's all right.
Not too bad.
It's all right.
Do you meet your wife there? Or?
No, we actually grew up in the same hometown, didn't really know each other until end of high school. So we both moved to Madison when I went to undergrad and then moved here.
Cool. Do you have any questions, Eric?
Yeah, when we were talking about Friday,
Why'd you pick up that little girl and put her in your car, motherfucker? What the fuck were you thinking, you stupid fuck? Like, that's how I would be a cop. Like, would they let me do that? Could I be the bad cop? Because that's how I would want to fucking talk to them.
The day in question on the night. Can you remember? You said you played video games all day on Friday.
Yeah.
Is it just between the time period that he's asking about, or just literally all day?
Literally all day. At the moment, not really hanging out with too many people or talking to too many people. My
Except people at the bus stop, wink wink.
wife and the girl I talked to, she was busy. My wife was out of town, so it's like, well, I'm alone today. So, yeah, it's just
You
kind
didn't
of.
go cruising campus or anything?
I did on Saturday, but I mean, getting a little stir crazy, just decided to go out for a drive on Saturday. But
Did you go out to eat or anything? Go any places?
no, I didn't go out to eat.
Whenever two investigators are conducting an interrogation, they will always decide which one of them will be initiating the confrontation beforehand. Experienced investigators are often familiar enough
I want that to be me. I'm going to become a cop and I'm going to be the instigator of the confrontation. That's all I do. I don't do anything else. You think they'll let me do that?
with nonverbal cues that even a slight pause or look will be enough to signal the start of the encounter.
Oh, we gave him the look. That's what that shit was. He was like, get him, boy. Get him, butch. Oh, shit. It's getting aggressive. Be
Look,
aggressive.
You know that we didn't bring you all the way up here to talk about video games and what you had for lunch that day.
Yep.
Why do you think that we brought you up here?
Because the car I own was seen picking up a girl that's missing.
The confrontation is initiated in the form of a question, and the suspect is put on the spot. Instead of responding to the confrontation with a confrontation of his own, which is a common reaction for a truthful subject, he tries to give a justifiable reason as to why he is being questioned without acknowledging the severity of that same element. He's trying to
Okay, guys, if you murder someone and they ask you directly, why do you think we brought you here? Like, I get it. Like, in my first instinct, I'm not even guilty, but my first instinct says, well, it's clear you think I had something to do with it. Like, I mean, I don't know what, maybe, like, you should act that way. And then, of course, I can be calm and collective about this shit in this, because I didn't kill nobody, and I'm not at a fucking interview by the cops. But what you need to do is be like, I don't fucking know why y'all would bring me here. It ain't like I fucking did anything. Y'all wasting my fucking time. I could be asleep, or I could be playing video games. What the fuck you got me in here for? That's how you need to act.
avoid the confrontation.
Yeah.
So who was driving that car other than you on Friday night? On Friday the 9th. You're driving your car on the 9th, weren't you?
Does anybody else have access to that car?
No one has access to that car.
Okay.
So how many sets of keys do we have to that car?
2.
And where were they on the Friday?
One. I would have had one. My wife would have had one.
And hers were in Wisconsin, right? Yeah.
Apparently. She
And what
set
do you
me
keep
up.
in that
That's going to
key
be his
chain?
defense. She
Keep
gave them
both
to
sets of
somebody
keys,
else.
Right? One for the Camaro, or do you have separate sets?
I have one keychain, but sometimes I take the Camaro keys off of it. So.
Now let's talk specifically about Friday.
Okay.
Okay.
Motherfucker, get you a fucking
You
lawyer.
went to school for how long at the U of I?
Since 2013.
Since 2013.
Yeah, so you're very familiar with our campus.
Not really. I never really talked to anyone. So.
Bro, you don't have to talk to nobody. Like, if you've been, I don't know how long you were there, but, like, I don't know how big this campus is, right? But that's the dumbest fucking answer I've ever heard. Like, you should be like, yeah, relatively. I mean, mostly I've gone here. I haven't had to really go to the English department or nothing like that, so I don't know exactly what everything is, but I got the basics. That would make fucking sense, but to be like, I don't know that many people. But he didn't ask if you knew anybody. He said, if you fucking, you've been here for, I don't know when this was, like a year or 2 years. Are you familiar with the campus? It ain't like you just said you got there yesterday. Goddamn idiot.
So.
So you're kind of a loner? But specifically on that day, okay, when you originally told the agents that came to your apartment that you just played video games all day long. and you didn't leave the apartment.
Yep.
But it's fair to say that we know that that's not true, correct?
Why would I lie? I mean,
Maybe there's some misunderstanding why we're here. Because like I said, we're not just looking for a needle in a haystack. I'm sorry, let me take that back. We are looking for a needle in a haystack.
yeah.
But my point is, you're making it sound like we just randomly came across your vehicle of the 1,400 Astros that are in the state of Illinois.
No, they said there was 18. Now he's saying there's 1,400, which I guess that's still not comparable to like a Honda Civic or some shit. Maybe it was only 14 like in this city or something.
I have.
Or 18 or something in the city. But I swear that's what it said earlier, 18. Am I crazy?
So what would have happened that day that brings us to you?
Probably that I live in Champaign.
The suspect once again refuses to acknowledge the severity of the confrontation and offers a justifiable reason as to why he is being questioned in such a manner.
I mean, I've never seen one before, an Astro. So,
Okay.
No, well, believe me when I say that the full weight and force of the FBI is going to descend on that vehicle. And all that entails. Okay. Right now, my primary concern and why I've been out till midnight, and these guys have been out till midnight every single night, is we're trying to find this girl. It's raining outside, it's nasty. She's a foreign student who's only been here for a few weeks. I want to find her. I'm asking for help.
I know. I mean,
I've got her getting into your car. I need to know why.
Bro, just give up, man. God damn, you're terrible. You say, you got her getting into you possibly, like, clearly he didn't go for lawyering. You possibly have images of her. I guess you would have to, they wouldn't have bothered, right? But maybe they have some, that's how they get you, because they may have something that you don't know they have. That's how they got this other guy I was watching, right? So they got him to admit some other shit that they told him, but then they didn't realize. Then he went on this other tangent, like. So, like, I think this might go. What they're trying to get him to do is say she got in a car, because that's like a start, and then not him say I killed her. He's like, oh, I gave her a ride here and dropped her off, and then I don't know what the fuck happened, right? What he should have said is, you saw her get in a Saturn Astro. You didn't see her get in my Saturn Astro, because my Saturn Astro was parked at my fucking house while I was sitting inside sleeping and or playing video games. Bitch, drop the mic, say lawyer. Although he's still kind of fucked if they, unless he like did some sort of crazy detailing, because I mean if they're looking for a dead person or somebody got kidnapped, they're gonna tear your car fuck apart. They're gonna find a hair if there's a hair in there. Or, if, God forbid, you did something where there's blood or spit or... That's why they say, like, if you think you're about to get killed, you need to try to leave something behind. Especially nowadays. A long time ago, probably didn't matter as much. Leave some DNA. Take some DNA with you. Like, you know, because if they do find your body, maybe they'll find part of the person under you, you know. This dude's...
Brent, I need to know why she's getting into your car, and I need to know where she went.
If we can help her, we need it done now, because we need to move on from this.
It's been like 6 days now.
Oh, she's dead, man.
I don't understand.
Bro, you cringe. Like, I know you're a murderer or whatever, but you cringe.
You've
Fuck.
been at the U of I for how long?
3 years.
And that you know what we do. I work in the Detectives Bureau at the U of I, and you know what we have access to. Cameras. Do you think that we're not going to track a vehicle all over campus?
I guess the college I went to, like, I don't think they might have, like, campus security, but, like, they're in the fucking, like, They got like he's like a. This must be a big school though. He's got like detectives at the fucking college. You know, like wouldn't there be like a police and that be like I don't know. I get maybe it's so big it can't. I know UTK is so big. It's like a little mini town like inside of Knoxville. So maybe it's kind of the same to U of I.
We control kiosks at bus stops. We can look in buses. We can look in every building out on the streets. And you're telling me that I didn't see you driving your car on Goodwin. That I didn't see you driving down Wright Street and turning on right in front of parking where everybody pays their tickets and driving down University to Goodwin and heading south. And then you see her standing on that corner in
Look
that
at his
shade tree,
foot
didn't you?
moving.
That's where you first saw her. And then you turned on.
Bro, at least those lying cringe ass girls like Jodi Reyes and that Dahlia girl, like at least they can like pretend and lie. Like this motherfucker just like, oh. Dude, this is her fucking lawyer at this point. God damn, man, it's stupid. I swear to fuck, I don't plan on ever getting arrested, but as soon as I get arrested, lawyer. I'm not saying nothing. Lawyer. 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 That's all I'm gonna say. Lawyer. Maybe give me something to drink. Lawyer. Can I piss? Lawyer.
On Clark. And we still have cameras.
I've seen the videos. I didn't see me.
You've seen what we've allowed you to see.
Can I see this stuff that you're talking about?
Do you think that we brought you up here to show you video? We want to understand why you did it.
Yeah.
We want to understand why you stopped her to pick her up. Was it to give her a ride? Are you afraid to tell us that you gave her a ride? Maybe you wanted to make a couple bucks as an Uber driver.
This is what he's doing. He's trying to soften it. So he's trying to get him to kind of, you know, like it's like you didn't kill her, but you gave her a ride. So you're kind of, you know, he needs to go all in or he needs to shut the fuck up.
And she told you I had to go sign a lease at One North, and you're like, oh, I know where that's at. I'll drop you off. If you're afraid to tell us that you gave her a ride someplace, we can work with you there.
A familiar technique that has no official name but is widely recognized and routinely put into practice. The detective is essentially trying to get one foot in the door by aiming for a lower level of initial admittance. He is aware the suspect is unlikely to provide
Why don't we just call it the fucking foot in the door technique? I think that's fair enough.
an outright confession, but more likely to at least acknowledge that he was driving the car that picked up the victim, and even more likely to do so when afforded an exit strategy. He is also given a justification as to why he has been reluctant to divulge this information up to this point. You will now see the suspect start to physically shake as his mind races back and forth as to whether to take the bait or not.
But I know that you picked her up.
Yeah, but they should have a name. I've seen it in a lot of these videos. They did it to that other guy, like the last video I watched on stream. Like he was like, I didn't even see her in 2 weeks. He's like, well, we were in my car, but then I got out and, well, they had video of her never getting out of his car, so he was fucked. That's what they want. That's what they want him to say. I don't know how much evidence they have here. I've seen him do the same technique, like one where, like, to me, and I'm not this person that jumps to conclusions, but like it was like dead to rights. They had like really good evidence on this person, like forensics or whatever, right? And like this one, it's a little more vague, right? Like they're like, it's probably this guy, you know, like, but it's all circumstantial, right? So like he doesn't really have that hard shit, so that's why he's trying to get him to kind of admit to little pieces, so that way, you know.
I know you did. I saw you in your shirt, arms fully extended. Where did you drop her off at? She was looking for a ride. She had missed her bus. She told you she was going to One North, so where did you drop her off at?
Well, look at Mulder over there. He's just like, what the fuck you looking at me for, bitch? I can't do nothing for you. He's like, DTA, don't trust anybody. Or what is it? Trust no one? And wasn't that his slogan? Don't trust the fucking cops. They ain't trying to fucking help you. They're trying to get somebody for a crime, motherfucker. If you did or you didn't. Guess what? These motherfuckers ain't always right. Don't fucking, like... You get a lawyer. That's it.
Maybe I'm getting my days mixed up then.
Okay.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Okay. That's even lame as fuck. If you picked up some girl, right? You would remember you picked up some girl. Like, you could have been like, I picked up a girl on Saturday. Like, you would, like, God, these people are terrible fucking liars, man. If you're not good at lying, don't be a killer.
I thought I drove around on Saturday. I did pick a girl up. I don't remember where.
Okay.
I saw her picture. I don't think it was her though.
Do you remember the girl?
Oh, now he's just trying to like, oh, it's like, I picked up a girl. Why would you even admit to that? Like, it's good, you stupid fuck. God damn, man. Get a lawyer. Get a fucking lawyer.
Girl's name that you picked up?
No, she
Tabby Face. Just make up a
was
name.
very broken English.
Okay. Tell us
Bro, that's not helping. That's not helping. It's just that she's white as the driven snow. Speak perfect English.
about what happened. What time of day was that?
Early afternoon. I don't really remember.
Okay.
I was just driving around. I saw a girl and she was very distressed.
Okay.
So I stopped my car and looked at her.
I know I do this. I just drive around. Well, actually, I don't. I never do this, but you know, let's chicken. I just drive around, look. Oh, it's a distressed girl. Let me go help her. What the fuck? But she wasn't dying or nothing. Like she was just standing there.
I asked her if she needed help. I talked to her for a little bit. Not much. I gave her a short ride, a couple blocks.
Okay.
She freaked out and got out.
Okay.
That's all it was.
Was this when you got on the north side of the railroad tracks on Goodwin?
Bro, I think there's some truth to this shit. Like, I think it's what he's trying. Because it's like the best lie is to have some truth to it. Like, she probably freaked out. Like, maybe he tried to do a little more than give her a ride, if you know what I mean. Then she freaked out. Then he did something where he couldn't take it back. You know, and then shit got out of control. You know what I'm saying? That's how a lot of this shit goes. Unless it's a premeditated, you know, I'm a fucking serial killer, rapist person.
When you went across University and you drove on north? Did you let her out by the hospital or by the railroad tracks? Or where did you let her out at?
In a ditch? I mean, yeah, by the railroad
I
tracks.
don't really remember specifics.
That's always good. Be vague as fuck.
Was
Or make up, I don't remember, I blacked out. That seems to be a... I don't know what the odds of that are working, but like people bring it up, trust me.
it close to where you picked her up?
yeah, it was relatively close. It was in a residential area.
Okay.
So I'd never really been over there before. I had no reason to.
Okay.
I mean,
When you say she freaked out, what did she do? Did she start throwing things at you? Did she scratch you? It looks like you have a scratch on your right bicep there. Is that from...
I scratched myself in my sleep. That's from me.
Okay.
So
So she just freaked out. So she's sitting in the front passenger.
Yeah, you're fucked too. Like they get you on it. Nowadays, really, you are. Because they're probably gonna try to pull some DNA, or if they find her body, then they're gonna. That's like boom, right there, baby.
Seat of your vehicle? Okay. Has anybody else sat in that front passenger seat since she got out of the car?
probably. Not with me, but with my wife probably. I mean,
So other than your wife,
I don't
who
know.
else sat in the front passenger seat with you that you know?
maybe a guy she's hanging out with.
Your wife?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bro, were they in an open relationship or what? Like, cause he said something about like some girl I was talking to. Like, I don't know. Like, is this what happened? I don't give a fuck if that was the cat, but like, he's just some guy she's hanging out with. Like, this motherfucker just can't even lie. Like, good.
I don't know.
Just ask him like two
It's
Long's
her.
law or
Well,
the
and
third
if
law
it's-
or
if it's
thermodynamics.
I want to find this girl.
F equals MA, F equals MA, lawyer.
Contact with her. So you said you picked her up.
Yeah.
You went a couple blocks away to a residential area. Do you remember if you went north?
I went north for sure.
Okay.
I mean, I know my criminal directions in the
Yeah.
city.
Okay. So you went
So
north.
that was relatively close to Loomis, so.
All right. To where?
It was relatively close to Loomis. I'm somewhat
Loomis?
familiar with that area. And she said something like, turn left after a couple blocks.
She said something like turn left. Come on, bro.
Maybe she said something else, because that's really when she started freaking out. And she wanted to get out of the car, get out, tried pulling the door. It's locked because the car auto locks.
Mm-hmm.
I'm locked, she got out, does it.
Where were the streets at? Do you remember?
Oh, I don't think I ever picked up a strange girl, so I don't know. I never had that. I'm like,
No, I don't remember.
Do you remember what she was wearing?
No, I don't. What was her ethnicity? You said she had trouble speaking English. What was
She was Asian.
She was Asian.
She was Asian.
Okay. What do you think? How old do you think she was? Do you think she was a grad student, undergrad? Was she
My
somebody?
guess was about 20.
Okay.
My guess was about 20. Her hair length ish, kind of weird. I have trouble telling Asian people apart from one another.
oh, we know what happened now.
He was so fucking racist. I can't tell. She probably couldn't tell white people apart. She probably thought you were a nice white man. She didn't realize instead of Albert Einstein, you're Hannibal.
Sorry.
Well, you would remember
No,
this
that's-
very specific though, because when you pulled up to her, you rolled your window down. She leaned into your car, so you were looking right at her face. And what did she have on her face? What did she have on her head? You were looking right at her. You don't remember?
No, I mean, even so, I taught many, many semesters here, and a lot of the students were Asian.
Okay. Was she wearing glasses? Did she have a ball cap on?
The detectives continue to inquire over the missing person's appearance in the hopes that the suspect will give them an accurate response. If they can ascertain that the suspect's memory is clear enough to accurately recollect what clothing an individual was wearing at a particular time, it will enable them to cut through claims of a poor memory when inquiring into separate matters that occurred during that same time period. If the suspect is guilty, it would be in his best interest to continue to assert that he can't remember. He has already stated that she was Asian and had poor English, yet these general details are far easier to remember than particulars, such as specific articles of clothing, which detectives are now trying to trap him with.
Remember that, kids. We gotta get away with the murder.
She might have been wearing glasses. I don't remember that. So,
What did she tell you whenever you rolled down the window and you were chatting with her? You said she looked distressed.
that's when I stopped.
Do you remember specifically what
Again, I thought it was
she said to you?
I asked her if something was wrong.
What'd she say to that?
She said, I'm late, I need to get somewhere, or something like this. I was not exactly
That's
out of
probably
it,
true, what
just
she
like,
said to
I'm gonna
him.
help this random person, so I'm away from her in the first place.
So she said she was running late for something?
Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay, well, you're right, because again, I was just running around. So,
Did she say where she was trying to get to? You mentioned the. Show me the phone. With the mask.
she said she had a meeting with her professor. When I told her my name, she didn't really hear it, so I had to say it again a few times. Her English was really bad. Maybe I wasn't speaking properly either. Yeah,
I wonder if her English was really
She
bad.
really wasn't much said. She looked freaked out, so I put her right.
Well, if
How long
somebody
do
was
you think
trying
she
to
was
rape,
in
kidnap
your
me, I'd be pretty fucking freaked out too, you
Less than 5
fucking
minutes.
cocksucker.
Not long
less
at
than
all.
5 minutes.
Not long at all. There's just a few blocks, and I apparently took a wrong turn compared to what she said, and that was enough to spook her. I don't know.
So when you crossed the railroad tracks, did you turn to the left or to the right?
I don't remember railroad tracks.
So you said you kicked her out of the car in a residential neighborhood.
She got out of the car. I
Oh,
didn't.
she got out of the car?
She wanted to get out. Like, that's
Good on him. He
She's
remembered what he
freaking out.
said. That got the cop was
She's
trying to
saying
make
because she
him.
didn't understand.
Because you,
Uh,
she thought you took a wrong turn.
Yeah, and something was up, I don't know, something like that. So, yeah. And she tried to open the door, but again, it was locked because my car auto locks. Obviously wanted to get out. I'm not going to keep someone I barely know in my car who just want to be in there.
That's true. My car auto locks if it's in drive.
So they're up. That was the last I saw her.
Really?
All right.
I mean, I would have told her.
That's I would have told her, okay, this is what he should have done, because guess what? Then that does, like, I don't know, there's got to be way more come out of all this, and I don't know, we're just in the beginning phase, right? Let's say he did kill her, right? And since he didn't come up and say, oh yeah, she got in my car, message deleted, retracted, what was the message? I didn't know you could retract a message on here. Does it show up on there? Does it? Oh no, it went away. Well, I guess we'll never know. Is there not a way? There used to be a way. Oh yeah, let's see. No, I don't want the picture. Like, I think you could go to somebody's channel from their messaging. But they change all that? I get, like, that's the one thing. Twitch has a lot better, like, moderation or something. Like, you can, like, click on people and see what happened. I don't know. They just don't have all this options over here on, you know, on Twitch, on, YouTube. I wonder what message retract. Whatever. But like I was saying, I was trying to respond to Arthur, but Arthur ran the fuck off like a. He must have accidentally. But what I was trying to say is, like, if he was like, if he had just come out with it and said it first, there might be some like reasonable doubt. You know, like I said, without me knowing what else they find, you know. Just going off what we know so far, then he could have been like, yeah, she got out, like his other part of his story, like I guess he's, but like I want to say if I killed somebody, I would probably try to come up with a story, in case they ever did bring me in on something, right? But yeah, so if he just said that, then he could have been like, well, she could have got, something could have happened to her after she got out of the car. Because he started off with the lying and shit. And then, of course, you can always, I guess a lawyer would argue, like, oh, he was just scared, you know, because yada yada. You know, you find somebody something, 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 you don't want to admit to it. But, like, at the same time, it's like, shit. Let's get back to it.
Earlier, but I mean, I thought it was Saturday. Again, I was driving around a decent amount beforehand. I don't remember exactly what I did beforehand.
Yeah, you were definitely driving all over campus, and you were by yourself, and you weren't playing video games all day. So why would you tell us that? Why would you tell the FBI that comes to your house that you were
Saturday? I don't. We didn't accept the days. I mean, I thought I was doing it Saturday.
So what did you think that those two agents were at your house talking to you about when they came over?
Friday. That's why. I mean,
Friday is a day, or Friday, or they're there to ask you if you picked up an Asian female and gave her a ride.
about Friday. I mean, they were asking me about Friday between 2 and 3. So I told them. I mean, maybe I got my days mixed up. You know, I said a little bit ago. I thought I was doing this Saturday.
But you didn't bother to tell them, oh, I didn't. I played video games all day Friday. detective, but I actually did pick up a female on Saturday. You didn't feel the need to give them that information? And it might be important?
I mean,
The lead investigator makes the mistake of interrupting the suspect during a direct confrontation. He is understandably getting impatient, and is at this moment more focused on gathering pretext for cross-examination at a later stage.
Alright, so you go northbound through University. Where do you go next? Do you remember?
I turned left, so it looks like I did go past University.
I'm going to ask a personal question. Don't take it the wrong way. You mentioned your wife went on vacation with another friend. You mentioned that
Watch that.
there's another guy she hangs out with. You mentioned there was another girl you hang out with. Do you guys have
We're in an
fairly
open
open relationship? Okay.
Yeah, I have a girlfriend. She has a boyfriend as well.
Okay.
Some
Oh shit.
kind of strained between us as well.
Oh shit. I wonder if he actually has a girlfriend. Like, why would he lie? Like, all this would come out.
Some rough patches.
Yeah. I mean,
How long's that been going on, that strain?
The detectives are now building a foundation for the reframing technique. The fact the suspect has been going through a rocky marriage will now be afforded to him as a justification for the crimes he committed at a later stage.
a few months.
Bro, like, rocky marriage don't mean you got a free pass to kill and kidnap foreign nationals.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't tell
I
her
don't
that
think,
just
right?
because I was
Now, if he
scared.
had, like, diplomatic immunity, then that does, apparently.
Right now, this is happening. I didn't tell her.
Did she go to Wisconsin with a boy or another girlfriend?
Guy.
How'd that make you feel when she went away for the weekend? This long weekend with that
Lonely.
guy? Yeah.
Uh-oh.
And it's okay. Those are normal human feelings.
But it's not normal human
Feel
feelings to kidnap and kill fucking little Asian girls, you
And she
fucking
listened
sick
for a
fuck.
while.
But still, she's your
That's
wife.
what it should
It's
say.
tough. You know, even if you're in an open relationship.
She's getting
like
that good
where
dick from that
it's
other
tough to
guy,
see
right?
somebody you care
Oh
about,
man,
that
I'd
you
be
love,
roasting
give
this
some business
motherfucker.
to somebody
Like,
else
where's
and not include you.
where's Haas? Like, he could
I
roast
get
this
that,
cuck like he tries to roast Destiny, although
Is
Destiny
that why
don't
you're
give a
driving
fuck.
around campus all
Haas
day,
would be
pretty much all day
fuming
long?
right now. I mean, this guy would be fuming. The fucking,
Trying to clear my head.
the humidor hobbit or whatever it is.
Stir crazy. I was lonely.
The Lilliputian linen.
It was Saturday. So,
Did you talk to any other girls that day?
no.
Did you talk to any other girls on Saturday? Or did you stay home Saturday?
No. Once again, days mixed up.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
I'm not trying to
when
trip
I
you up
was-
on the days.
When I was driving, I'll put it in a clear way then. When I was driving around, she was the only person I talked to.
Okay, fair enough. Do you remember what time you started driving around campus that day?
The suspect was driving around for over 2 hours before he picked up the victim, which was used to assert the argument that he was premeditating an abduction.
Do you remember driving off campus in Urbana, into a residential neighborhood in Urbana?
In Urbana? If I did, it wasn't that far.
Were you in Orchard Downs?
Orchard Downs.
Were
I
all
wonder,
the
like,
houses in-
he hasn't said it. I
large
wonder if
Asian
they,
neighborhoods out there?
because all they said is all they've shown, at least on here, that they had him on tape was at the bus stop, right? But maybe they had him on like other like CCTV style shit, other places, you know? Because once they did that, I'm sure what they did is they went around trying to pull all kinds of footage. Because they were trying to track, like, what happened to this girl, where'd he take her, like, you just don't, you know?
You driving around Orchard
I
Downs?
did go to Orchard Downs for a little bit, but there was construction, so I turned back.
This was used to assert the argument that not only was the abduction premeditated, but he was specifically targeting a female of Asian ethnicity.
So you were cruising around campus a bit, trying to clear your head.
Really? Like, I don't know enough. Is that because there's a lot of Asians in that area or something?
Um, wife was up in Wisconsin with her boyfriend. While you're cruising around, you saw Miss Ying Ying. She appeared very distressed. Is that correct?
Bro, she didn't look no fucking distress to me, but whatever.
If it was her, yeah.
Why did I why did I find the need to refute that like he was telling the truth?
Again, I don't. If I recognized her, I would have told the agents that came on Monday or Tuesday, whenever.
Bro, there's a missing Asian girl. You picked up an Asian girl like within a day, even if you didn't think it was Friday. You terrible lying sack of shit.
It was that it was her.
Okay.
Like, because I knew she was missing.
You knew she was missing, but you didn't say shit about picking up some other Asian. Like, this guy's terrible.
I picked up an Asian girl. I thought she was about 20.
When she said she was distressed, or you said that she looked distressed, what did she say to you when you rolled your window down and talked to her?
She said she was late for something.
Other than that,
She's like a fucking Alice in
She said she had a
Wonderland.
meeting with her professor.
Again, my my theory is that she didn't get out of the car. I'm just being open with you. My theory is she was in there a little bit longer.
The lead detective is now using the same technique as the second detective used earlier to gain the initial admittance from the suspect. He doesn't directly accuse the suspect of abduction, but
As we will call it from now on, the foot in the door technique.
is trying to gain further admittance past what the suspect has already acknowledged, being that he simply picked up and dropped off Yin Ying after she panicked.
I'd like you to be more forthcoming with me because, again, I need to find where she is.
We have 600.
I wonder if this one, like I watched one earlier, and there was no real conclusion because there hadn't been a trial. Although I think they said, they hadn't released the footage, but supposedly they had confessed. And I still don't think there was a trial. I like the ones where there's a trial and we know what happened. I guess I could go look it up, but that's half the fun.
100 Chinese students that have volunteered to look for her. What I can tell you is that we will find her. Now, when we find her is up to you. Because you know, and we know, that she didn't just get out of your car. So we need to know where she is now, so that we can move forward from this. But if you maintain that she just got out of the car and walked away, it's very difficult for us to move forward.
Were you hoping for just kind of like a quick tryst with her, or see if trying to pick her up?
I mean, that would have been nice, but
Oh, big mistake. He's got like a horn ringtone.
Do you have? I'm gonna ask you a weird question, and
Bro, like, I know I'm sitting here in my house, crippled up, watching this shit, but I wouldn't talk to nobody like this, even if I was guilty or innocent. I'd be like, bro, all the questions you ask me is fucking weird, you fucking weirdo.
have fetishes. How would you describe your relationship with your wife? Are you guys into certain things? Do you like porn? Do you like?
Cuckoldry? BBC?
we're pretty vanilla together. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We have some stuff in our apartment.
What do you mean some stuff, bruh? Whips and chains, knives, needles, ball gags. What do you got? So, what do you got?
Do you have like certain types of people that you have fantasies about?
Stepsis, are you stuck?
I don't think you might want to hook up with. You know,
Not particularly, no.
Well, I missed it up for a
okay.
second.
I mean, have you ever like?
Oh, they called him. They done told his ass. They said, we found all kinds of Asian blood in his car. He's fucked. I'm assuming they're looking at his car right now. I think he said they had a warrant for it. So if they picked this motherfucker up, they picked up his car. They picked up his car and they're like the CSIs or whoever who the fuck they are. They're going over his car right now. They're just looking for some blood or hair or semen or God knows what other fucking bodily fluid that is in this piece of shit's car.
You do realize like everything you tell us, we fact check regardless of what you tell us. So
What, you mean you don't believe this guy that may or may not have killed somebody? Although you believe he did? Like, you're telling me you don't just take his word for it? What the fuck? That's so shocking. How dare you not trust what the fuck I got to say?
like stuff like
Concurrent viewer, fuck off.
YouTube videos.
I like my 0 view rates.
Okay.
regarding Asian women. Do you like videos of Asian women? Like Korean women?
Like K-pop songs and stuff? I mean...
Maybe.
He's like, I don't know what the fuck that is. Is that a thing? He's like, I don't know what K-pop is. He's like, what the... They're like, man, we checked your fucking YouTube fucking favorites list. All that's on there is like fucking Asian hentai shit. You fucking sick fuck. You're fucked. That's why when I look at porn, I look at all kinds of different porn.
I like all types of women.
Okay.
And that's the truth. So, I don't have an Asian fetish.
But something drew your eye to her.
She was alone, and maybe she did look a little confused.
Because you were cruising all over, and if she was truly distressed, I mean, there was an e-phone stand right behind her. She could have pushed that button and got help.
She wouldn't have known that. She's from Asia, dude. Duh.
And she didn't ask you for help, per se. She asked, she needed to get to, she was late for something.
Yeah.
And so you offered to give her a ride.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
a smart man. You have a PhD.
No, he's that doesn't mean shit. He's not that smart. He's gonna do his Forrest Gump's like, Officer Dan, I might not be a smart man, but I know what murder is. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. I might get an Asian girl today, Janae, or I might get a vanilla. I do not know. Oh, we was like peas and carrots, me and Janae. I haven't watched Forrest Gump. My Forrest Gump voice has definitely fell off. It used to be like perfect, but you know who I love? We was shrimping on the shrimp boat, me and Bubba. Lieutenant Dan, you got magic legs. Forrest Gump, the movie came out when I was in the 7th grade. That's how long ago that came out with. It's a good movie. I had it on VHS, motherfuckers. I think I still have it on DVD, even though I don't have hardly any DVDs. Maybe I got rid of it. It's a good movie. It's one of my favorites. And I like it a lot. I had magic legs. Mama always said, life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. I had a lot of Dr. Peppers to drink. They told me if I was the ping pong champion of the world, Mama said it was just a little white lie. And so me and Lieutenant Dan, we bought a shrimp boat, and Jenny, what's his name? His name is Forrest, like his father. What? Like me? He's got my name? Jenny, is he smart, Jenny? He's one of the smartest in this whole class. Thank goodness, I didn't want him to be dumb. And then Jenny died, and I buried her right under that big oak tree. I had her house demolished. I will be fly like a little bird. Get your hands off of Jenny. can't remember any other quotes from the movie off the top of my head.
Right?
Masters.
Masters. Oh, you got out of the PhD. You're still a smart man, is my point. So you have to understand how...
Just not smart when it comes to women, apparently, and kidnapping and talking to the police. But you know, if we need you to do some fucking formula, maybe you can be Andy Dufresne when we put your ass in Shawshank, motherfucker.
Technology works.
Do everybody's taxes.
How do you think I knew that she Googled the address to 1 North? How do you think I knew that? 1 minute after getting in your car. How do you think I knew that? We know that she didn't get out of your car. You need to be honest with us. Help us put this to rest. Help us bring her back to her family. You can do that. You can do that. You can do it right now.
Yeah, that shit wouldn't. If I killed somebody, that shit's not helping. I'm a fucking murderer. I don't give a fuck about her family. I didn't give enough not to kill her. I don't give a fuck. I don't know. I guess some people it does. Maybe it's like but like, I don't know. To me, it wouldn't. I'd be like, I don't know. I can't help you. Sorry. Too bad. I wish I could, but I can't. Too bad. I don't know where she is.
I understand if you've had dark thoughts. I understand if you've been depressed. I understand if you've been drinking too much at times.
Oh, look at
I
him.
understand
He's
if
just
you've
being
had
understanding as
sadistic
fuck.
thoughts, wondered what it would be like to commit an act of violence. I know that temptation is out there. I need to find her. I know she got in your car. You went with her. You've been depressed. Your wife just left to go on a vacation with another man. You see her, she gets in. She's vulnerable. Let me find her.
I think I've told you.
Okay, so did she get back in your car then?
No.
Did you get out of the car and follow her?
No. Definitely not. I didn't get on my car single time.
Well, why not? Was it because of the kind of neighborhood you were in?
I don't know anything about that neighborhood. So.
Did she run away from you? Did she stand there?
No, she stood there, looked at her phone, and I drove away.
Were you attracted to her at all?
Reasonable amount.
I mean, she's a good-looking girl. Did the thought cross your mind?
Yeah, the thought crossed my mind, but it probably happened.
Come on, like, yeah,
Maybe
that's.
she's into
I don't
that.
get it. I don't get that question. Like,
I'm not
really,
judging
it's
you.
like if she. I mean, I seen some pictures of her. She's a cute girl. Like, yeah. Like, let's face facts, guys. If you see a cute girl, it probably crosses your head. Wow, that's a cute girl. Like, I don't even know if it's like a fucking thought process.
She got in your car and she went.
Now, if you think like, I should kidnap and rape and murder her, that's a different story. Did you think that? Did you think, hey, she's so cute, little girl, I should kidnap, rape, and murder her? No.
To go to
I don't think we're gonna get a full-on ending to this. There's only 5 minutes left, yo.
a location. You guys have some fun, roll around.
Roll
have sex,
around.
consensual sex. Something happens.
Yeah, that's how all my consensual sex goes. Something happened.
Is that a possibility? You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
So you're telling me you never had sex with her?
I never had sex with her.
Never penetrated her with your fingers? Any parts of her body? With
No.
your penis?
No.
With your fingers?
No.
Okay, bro. Wouldn't if we put his wouldn't that constitute sex? I don't know. Like, do you need to tell this guy what sex is? Like, Mister, do you know what sex is, Christensen?
Never had
Brent?
sex. Did you kiss her?
No.
Did you pat her on the ass? Did you cup her breast? Did you lightly stroke her hair?
Okay.
Did you breathe heavily into her ear? I mean, come the fuck on. Like, are you gonna ask him every fucking
Are
thing?
you afraid to tell me if you did? Because it seems like you're trying to think instead of just answer the question.
Bro, you know what you should be thinking? Call a fucking lawyer. God damn, dude. Especially now.
trying to think about.
It's not going to take me 54 minutes. Like, I'm not going to break down in an hour anyway. Like, I get if they're like days in questioning, or like they're coming at you like super duper hard, all this shit.
3 steps forward,
Well,
like where I'm going with it. And I think I've demonstrated enough, I've shared enough with you that you know that I know that you didn't drop her off in that neighborhood. You know that we can follow her phone.
Okay.
So where did you drop her off at?
where'd you take her, Brent?
Yeah, I would have done lost my. Ow, fuck! I bet my cheek. I would have done lost my shit. I would have went full on fucking like attack mode. I mean, where the fuck is she, motherfucker? I don't know. Like that might be bad. That might be badgering. I guess they gotta kind of skirt the line. I'd probably get dismissed.
The suspect maintained his innocence and was released without charge, but was immediately placed under surveillance at the completion of this interrogation. 4 days later, the FBI reached out to his girlfriend, Tara Bullis, who agreed to wear a listening device and attempt to get him to open up about Yin Ying's disappearance and his potential involvement. This arranged strategy turned out to be a total success, and Brendt Christensen was arrested on June 30th, exactly 2 weeks after his interrogation.
If you murder someone, and she's not your wife, don't tell her shit. She might be a fucking snitch, guys. Don't fucking do it. I've learned so many techniques to get away with murder here. It's fucking awesome. Sarcasm, guys. Sarcasm.
FBI agent testified that Brendt Christensen's girlfriend became a key part of the case when she agreed to record conversations she had with him in the weeks following Ying Zhang's disappearance. A total of 9 recordings came from that. At first, he denied guilt and told her everything would be okay. But then on June 29th, after a night of drinking, he described killing Zhang in detail.
Bro, fuck no! I'm not telling my girlfriend or wife this shit. How drunk did he get? God damn, this fucking idiot. I hope he goes to fucking jail forever for being stupid.
Investigators say the
Piece of
final
shit.
recordings were made the day of a memorial walk and concert for the missing Ying Zhang, an event that Christensen actually attended with his then-girlfriend. What he didn't know is that girlfriend was wearing an FBI recording device. On the walk home, the two began to talk about the crime. I cut her clothes off and just started doing stuff to her, he said. Earlier in the conversation, he said, she was resilient. I tried to choke her to death, but she didn't. I choked her for what must have been 10 minutes. Then I released her breath. I couldn't believe she was still alive. Christensen said he hit Zhang in the head with a bat and stabbed her, and she was still alive, so he decapitated her.
What the fuck? What the fuck? God dang, can't even, like, oh my god! This fucking lunatic! God damn! Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? This is gonna sound pretty fucking horrible, but this motherfucker couldn't even kill somebody, right? It's not, I'm not saying it's fucking easy, like, but like, if you're gonna go through all that trouble, where the fuck, how'd he cut her head off? That ain't easy to cut. Like, I know it seems like it's too easy to cut. It's not fucking easy to decapitate someone. This ain't fucking anime, guys.
Her. Prosecutors say the recording showed that Christensen bragged about killing 12 other people, but they have no other evidence.
What is he? And like, bro, like, no, there's no way. He doesn't come across like a fucking serial killer. Sorry.
Of more victims. Ying is the only person that has produced evidence that leads back to me. Number 13, he said. I've been at this since I was 19. He told his girlfriend he had been wanting to talk to someone about it and he wanted to kill more people. I still want to do it, he said. It's my legacy. And as if this has not been hard enough for Zhang's family.
He must have got lucky as fuck all these other times then, right? Because he didn't seem like, I don't know. I've seen interviews with like stone cold serial killer BT. They don't crack like this little bitch did.
Some of them were in the courtroom today. Zhang's father kept his eyes closed during that recording. Christensen was mostly expressionless. His defense team has tried to paint him as a man with mental health and substance abuse issues who does not deserve the death penalty. The trial continues next week.
If he's bragging about killing 12 other people, I'm not getting political on this aspect. I'm always in between on the death penalty, right? Like, I used to be a pro death penalty. I don't think I've ever been, like, anti, although I've skirted it because I've seen some of this shit where these motherfuckers, like, did get, like, falsely accused and shit, you know? So it's really, like, there should be a lot of oversight before they put somebody to death is all, for sure. I agree with that. You know? Should it be full out illegal? I don't know. It seems like it should if we're growing as a society, but I'm not like some people, I don't know. I don't know if there's any like rehabilitation. And let's admit it, like our fucking justice system here is not even, that's not like their main goal. Maybe we should work on that, but yeah. Some people just it ain't gonna matter. I'm sorry.
It's a step toward justice for Ying Zhang. The man who kidnapped and killed her is guilty. Good evening, I'm Paul Cicchini.
And I'm Jennifer Roscoe. A jury took less than 2 hours to convict Brendt Christensen of abducting and killing Zhang and lying to the FBI about it. She was last seen June.
Is that I guess that's a crime too. I get lying to the FBI.
2017, getting into his black Saturn Astra on the U of I campus. Christensen faces either life in prison or the death penalty.
Brendt Christensen, the convicted killer of Chinese scholar Ying Zhang, will spend the rest of his life in prison because a federal jury couldn't decide if he should be sentenced to die.
The judge certainly didn't mince words in his final statements. CBS 2's Tara Molina is live in the newsroom with more on that decision tonight. Tara.
Erica and Brad, this is the same jury that found Christensen guilty of kidnapping and killing Zhang. They couldn't come to a unanimous decision on the death penalty. And the judge certainly didn't mince his words. In his final statements to Christensen, he said, quote, "The mercy extended to you by this jury is a testament to their humanity, not your character."
Brendt Christensen is currently serving his sentence at the maximum security Statesville Correctional Center in Illinois. Despite the FBI recordings, he maintains his innocence to this day. The body of Ying Zhang is yet to be recovered.
That's what I'm curious about. Oh, was that the end of it? That's fucked, yo. That's fucked. What time is this? 9 o'clock. It's been 45 minutes. I stretch it to. I'm learning from fucking Hassan or some shit. I keep stopping it. Oh, I'm trying not to like straight up just like play the videos, but like let's see if we can find another one. There's a different person. Alright, looks similar. Oh man, it's an hour and a half. So 57 minutes. Okay, let's do the case of Michael Dunn. Let me just update the title. I don't think I've seen this one. I'm clicking done. I'm getting kind of sleepy, I is. I is getting kind of sleepy. Ooh, ooh, ooh. This one's a fucking hour. Oh. I'll be right back. there not a... No, hello. Be right back. Did I remove that? Oh, there it is. It's up there. Oh no, wrong thing. Did I always have such a big forehead? I don't know, it looks extra big today. Is it more than normal? Where the fuck did... Oh. Oh, did I... Oh, shit, I'm not trying to do that. God, what the fuck? What did I do? Oh, shit. Okay, wait. Shit. Okay, goddamn. Oh, I know what happened. Okay. Right there. Alright, let's check out Michael Dunn.
Hello? This is Global Tellink. Three-way calling is prohibited. All inmate telephone calls are recorded. I have a prepaid call from Mike Dunn, an inmate at Duval County Jail. Your account balance is $27.85. If you wish to accept this prepaid call, dial 0 and thank you.
Hello?
Hey, honey.
Hope you don't mind I called you back.
No, I'm glad you did.
So being in a room by myself kind of sucks, but I guess it'd be better than being in a room with them animals.
Well, you know, they probably wouldn't think too highly about what's going on, and so it is best, but I can only imagine. But your mom said she was sending you a book.
Yep.
Yep.
And I don't know how she's going about this.
I was thinking about this today, and I was like, I'm the victim here. I'm the fucking victim here. I was the one that was being preyed upon, and I fought back.
Right.
And I'm like, so it's my fault because I asked them to turn their radio down.
Right.
It's like I got attacked, and I fought back because I didn't want to be a victim, and now I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
I refuse to be a victim, and now I'm incarcerated.
Oh, no.
I somehow insulted these boys by asking them to turn the radio down, and for that, they were going to kill me. I mean, it's absurd that they would do that, but, they're violent.
Well, honey, I don't think we should talk about it anymore.
I mean, I don't know how else to put it. Like, they attacked me. I'm the victim. I'm the victor, but I was the victim, too.
In the late Friday afternoon of November 23rd, 2012, a young couple were getting married at the Winterbourne Inn, an impressive wedding venue situated along the St. Johns River. They held hands and recited vows in near silence as 50 guests looked on toward the scenic ceremony. One of those guests, sitting in the front row, was 45-year-old software developer Michael Dunn, the father of the groom. Sitting next to him was his girlfriend of 4 years and fiancé of 6 months, 45-year-old nurse Rhonda Rower.
Raise your right hand, please. The clerk's going to administer the oath to you. Right hand. There you go. Just relax. It's okay. Relax.
Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but
I've never had to go to actual court. I was called on jury duty one
by the
time.
name of Michael Dunn?
Yes, I do.
How long have you known Mr. Dunn for?
About 4 years.
Ms. Rower, what is your relationship to Mr. Dunn?
He's my fiancé.
Why did you and the defendant come up to Jacksonville on Thursday night for the Friday wedding?
Because we have a puppy named Charlie, and because you usually can't check into hotels until like 3 or 4, and with the wedding being at 4, we didn't think we'd have time to get settled.
They had just drove 2 hours from their shared home in Brevard County, and their 7-month-old French bulldog named Charlie was waiting for them at a hotel roughly 15 miles from the venue.
And did you have anything to drink during the reception?
I had a glass of red wine, and then I had about 2 to 3 rum and cokes.
And do you know whether or not the defendant had anything to drink?
He had rum and coke as well.
Do you know how many drinks he had?
He maybe had 3 or 4.
They stayed for just over 3 hours at the reception, then reportedly had to leave early to go back to the hotel and take the puppy for a walk. They were staying at the Sheridan Hotel on Deerwood Park Boulevard, but as they were driving back, decided to pull into the Gate gas station on Bay Meadows Road at the last minute.
What was the reason for stopping at the gas station?
To get a bottle of wine.
And whose idea was it, Miss Rower?
Mine.
Just before they got to the gas station, the car in front of them had the same idea and pulled in just before they did. The occupant of that vehicle would be known as Witness 7.
When you pulled up, was there an open spot to the
I
right
want
of
to be
the
Witness
Dodge
8.
Durango?
Yes, ma'am, it was.
Tell these jurors
Why
why
is
you
it
didn't
so
pull
much
into that empty
darker here
spot
than
next
maybe
to
it's
the
because of the
sidewalk.
monitor?
Heard the loud music. Didn't want to deal with that.
The Dodge Durango in question belonged to 18-year-old Tommy Storns, who at the time was inside the store buying cigarettes, while his 3 friends, Leyland Brunson, Jordan Davis, and Tevin Thompson, remained in the car.
At some point...
Okay, guys, there's gonna be some race shit going on in this, so let's see how it goes. Like, I don't know, like, if this guy's racist right off the bat, or if he's not, or they overuse it, because it can go both ways, my friends. Just letting you know. But I can guarantee that's gonna come out. You know?
While the 3 of you are waiting for Tommy Storns to come back, did a car pull into the parking space on the passenger side of the Dodge Durango?
Yes, sir.
And is that the side that you were sitting on?
Yes, sir.
Driving that car was Michael Dunn, who uttered something to his fiancée before she went inside.
Did the defendant say anything about the music when he parked the car next to the red car?
Yes.
And what did the defendant say?
Oh shit, he's gonna say she's gonna quote a racial slur. Okay, if he said that, that kind of opens up, like, look, dude, like, I get it. Like, fuck it. Maybe you don't like that type of music. It's a little loud. Like, but, like, they're out in a public parking lot. It's not like they're out at... I was thinking this was going to go, like, they were at their house or something, and, like, they were next door neighbors. Trust me, I've had to do... Like, at the end of the day, man, and I'm an asshole, and I usually don't like taking shit from nobody. I usually don't get into it about shit like this.
I hate that thug music.
And what was your response to the defendant?
I said, yes, I know.
What happened, Ms. Rauer, after the defendant parked the car?
I gave him a kiss. I took $20 and I went into the store.
Mr. Thompson, while the three of you were waiting for Tommy Storns, did the defendant say anything to you or in your direction?
Yes, sir.
And what was that?
She said, can you turn the music down? I can't hear myself think.
And what did you do when he said, turn the music down?
I turned the music down.
When you turned the music down, did either Leland...
That's not what I expected, because I expected to be like, well, fuck you. Did he ask? Maybe he asked nicely. I don't know. How did this shit escalate then? Like, or why? Like, why? What was the fucking point? You're at the gas fucking station. Your wife or whatever went in to buy a fucking bottle of wine. She's gonna be in there 5 minutes. Get the fucking wine and leave. Like, what the fuck? Why would you even bother trying to fucking even bother somebody about that shit, right?
Brunson or Jordan Davis say anything to you?
Yes, sir.
Who spoke?
Jordan.
And what did Jordan Davis say?
Turn the music back up.
And what did you do when you got back to the Durango?
I opened the door, I danced a little bit to the song that was playing, I got in the car.
Did you see or hear the driver say anything to Jordan Davis after Tommy Storns got back in the Durango?
Yes.
What was that?
Are you talking to me?
And how could you hear that?
Tevin turned the music down.
When?
When Tommy got back in to let him know what happened.
Did Jordan Davis say anything back to the driver when the driver said, are you talking to me?
Yes.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you.
Please tell the jurors what happened next.
I heard someone yell, or someone say something very loud.
And what did you hear that person say?
No, you're not gonna talk to me that way.
What did you see the driver of the other car do when Jordan Davis said, yeah, I'm talking to you?
He reached into his glove compartment.
It was a big silver chrome, either 9mm or a 45. It was a large caliber.
You recognize that?
Yes, sir.
Does that appear to be the gun that you saw in the defendant's hand?
Yes, sir.
And what did the driver do with the gun when he grabbed it from the glove compartment?
He was holding it and cocked it back.
As you were walking to the register, did you hear anything unusual?
Yes.
What did you hear?
I heard pop, pop, pop.
Within 3 minutes of Michael Dunn pulling into the gas station, he fired a total of 10 shots into the vehicle next to him. The first 3 shots came through the back.
Really? Really? I don't give a fuck. What? Like, unless they were coming out of the car at you, like, why did you shoot anybody over some fucking music, you fucking idiot?
Back passenger side door, at which moment Tommy Storns hit reverse and backed up at full speed. The 4th shot missed, while shots 5, 6, and 7 came through the front passenger side door. The SUV then did a J-turn, at which point Michael Dunn got out of his car, took aim at the retreating vehicle, and fired 3 more shots into the back. The amount of time...
Okay, that's definitely throwing up, like, to me, that throws up his defense, because if they left, there's no reason to keep shooting at them. Just saying.
That passed from the first volley of gunfire to the second was exactly 4 seconds. Tommy Storns' quick thinking most likely saved multiple lives, as he took...
I don't know, is this going to show any kind of, like... Let's see, what we got? I don't know...
the car out of the shooter's line of fire midway through the first volley. Unfortunately, however, it wasn't enough to save everyone, as Jordan Davis had already been struck 3 times. He was hit in the leg, lungs, and heart, causing him to bleed to death in under 45 seconds. He was 17 years old. Roughly 20 seconds after the gunfire ceased, Rhonda realized it was her fiancé that had fired the shots,
Damn.
at which point she went outside to see what was going on.
And so I opened the door.
Why is she like, oh, well, you can't see it. Sorry, I thought they was gonna show like dead bodies or something.
And he said, get in the car. And I don't know if I said what, or if I said anything, or if I just hesitated.
Why the fuck did you shoot? Like, I don't know why he shot nobody. Like, I get, like...
Get in the car. But he was, you know, he just had a...
Is he like an idiot, or is he racist? That's going to be the question here.
And so I got in the car.
Why is she pixelated?
He pulls out to leave. What's the conversation like in the car?
Well, I asked him, what happened?
Right.
That's what I said.
Bro, she knows, she don't want to rat her husband out or her fiance out, but she knows this motherfucker just shot some people for really no real reason. This is the reason I don't think everybody should have a fucking gun at all times.
I said, what happened? And he said, I shot at the car. And I'm like, we're moving at this time.
Right.
And I said, what car? And he said, the one with the music. And I said, why? And he said, because they threatened to kill me. And I'm like, I don't understand, Michael.
Okay. Even if they said that, I don't know if they did, and who knows, like, I don't know if this comes out. There's no one way to prove it or not. He said, she said at this point, right? Unless they, like, pulled a gun out, you know, and you can prove, like, that they had a gun, like, that doesn't mean you should shoot somebody. Maybe you can be like, look at my gun, and then didn't see what's going on. That's debatable, but, like, not smart, but debatable. If you feel threatened, you know? I don't see this as a defense, like, just because somebody says they're going to kill you, unless they're like, you know, you're in imminent danger, I don't know if that counts defending your life or whatever, right?
And I don't remember the exact words that he used, but it was like that they started to advance, and I reacted.
Okay, they started to advance and I reacted. Okay.
And then I asked him, I said, did you hurt anyone? And he said, no, I just shot at the car. And
I shot at the car full of people with a gun. You might have hurt somebody. Just speculating.
You know, in my head, should I be telling you what I was thinking?
Yeah, I think you've already told us.
Okay.
Oh yeah, just tell me.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in my head, I'm thinking, you know, you stupid ass. You know,
Right.
what were you thinking? Why, you know, would you do this?
Exactly. Anybody would be thinking that.
And I didn't want to add to that.
Right.
So I kept those thoughts to myself, and I figured I'd just tell them in the morning.
Okay.
She probably didn't want to get shot.
Yeah.
Okay, this is all in the car.
And then by then, we were back at the hotel.
Okay.
Michael then walks the dog, orders a pizza, and pours himself a stiff rum and coke before they both go to sleep. There was almost no conversation between them the entire night.
Just kind of walk me through kind of how the morning plays out.
Okay. So I got up, and I start getting dressed, and
The police got to be there by this point, right?
and he and I see the red SUV. Now, mind you, I had no idea what kind of vehicle they were in, but I knew it was red. And so I see the red SUV being towed, and all I hear are shooting, convenience store, loud music, and then I don't know if they said a person was dead or just one dead, or and I said Mike, and I turned around and he was standing in the doorway of the bathroom, and he said, yes, I saw him. And then I said, we need to go home.
Okay, so you get in your car and drive home.
Yes.
Do you stop at all coming home?
No.
Okay, so you drive straight to the house.
Straight to the house.
What's kind of how does that all play out?
He just kept telling me that he loved me.
The whole drive down?
Yeah.
Were you guys really talking about it at all?
No, we were listening to the radio, and then he would, you know, turn it down and just say, you know, I love you, and I know, you know,
Okay.
but I'm dumbfounded.
Right. It's okay. Take your time. Take a minute.
Yeah, she would be. I could see her being in shock. I don't know if she's being like complicit or she's just in shock.
Right.
And so no, I didn't want to hear anything. And you know, so I was just get us home.
Right.
Get us home.
Okay.
And then when I walked back in the house, is when I got the call from you.
Witnesses at the scene of the shooting took down Michael's number plate, and police were able to track him down at his home in Brevard County. He was brought back to the JSO Police Department without incident, and immediately subjected to interrogation. It began at exactly 4 p.m., 22 hours after the shooting.
If you do answer questions, you have the right to stop answering questions at any time and consult with a lawyer, okay? You understand those rights?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You can just sign where it says signature, and by signing there, you're just acknowledging that I went over your rights with you and that you do understand your rights.
This is what I don't get. Like, this still happens. There was like a thing recently where somebody got out of something because they didn't get their rights read to them or something. I'm like, who doesn't know that at this point? I think everybody knows that. Like, so you're telling what cop like I don't know. That would be the first thing I did. Like, I would read them their rights if I arrested somebody, even if later on I found out. Later on, if I found out they weren't guilty of something, you know, like they definitely before you start asking them anything, you need to read them their rights. I don't know why that's not. It's been something that's like they got to be telling you that shit. That's got to be a #1 cop rule. It has to be. So it's kind of hard to believe it still happens, but it does. Then, once they tell you this shit, I don't give a shit. You know you fired your gun. Like, you know all this shit, right? If you want to claim self-defense or whatever, don't just come up with it on your own. But you can almost tell a lot of these people in these cases, they're just so arrogant and like ridiculous that like, well, like you know you shot the car, like, and everybody knows it, right? Your wife knows it, your girlfriend, whatever she is, all this shit, right? Like maybe you can make the case for your defense, right? You don't make that case right there in the fucking interrogation. You ask for a lawyer before you say anything. That way they will tell you not to say nothing too stupid. You know, then if you don't listen to them, then fuck. But goddamn, like, call a lawyer. Like, this guy, I don't know if he's not rich or poor, but like get somebody. I want something there. Like, I'm so poor, I probably couldn't afford like an actual real lawyer. So I would have to get like a you know, I'd get a public, but I'd get somebody. I don't give a fuck. Hope to fuck they know more than somebody does. At least, like, let me in on some of the shit. Like, if you don't know the bare minimum, you know, don't fucking talk. Don't fucking talk.
Obviously, I just kind of want to talk to you about what occurred last night.
It's important to contemplate what the suspect is most likely thinking at this moment, as well as the character he is now trying to play. He wants to come across as the victim, who had no other choice but to take the action he did the night before, and needs to appear as rational, reasonable.
I wonder if this guy really, like, part of me thinks he probably does really believe he's the victim, but a part of me's got to think, like, he's got to be like what this guy's saying, and he's got to be like, I got to pretend like I'm the victim, you know? Like, when it's like, maybe they mouthed off to him, like, or something, and, like, but, like, you can't shoot somebody for that, motherfucker.
Reasonable and as considerate as possible. He knows that someone has died due to a situation.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. Like, if you even if, like, say I was driving and I got in a wreck and it killed somebody, even if I don't think it was my fault, even if I wasn't drinking, even if I wasn't on drugs, what if it could have been a complete accident? What if I wasn't even speeding, right? Like, what if it just happened what if I just hit like an icy spot or rain or wet? Like, I was in a car one time and I don't even think we were really speeding. We come off actually, it lucked out. The dude handled it really well. It's better than I thought he would. We spun off and, like, spun around, like, 360. And there were, like, retaining walls on both sides. But he did the, like, turn into the skid. And we kind of stayed in the middle and we didn't hit nothing. I thought we were fucked, right? It was coming like not like an on, you know, like where you merge from one kind of interstate to another. So it wasn't kind of like a real on-ramp. So it wasn't like going from 0 to 70 or we probably slowed down. Like, this is a lot. We were young. We were in college. So, yeah, we might have been going faster than we should. But, like, that could happen. Like, you know. And then, of course, anybody could argue, like, well, your tires weren't properly inflated. So you could get into little nuances, right? But, like, if somebody died at anything where I had a part to play, or if anybody got super hurt in anything that I was involved with, I'm not just gonna be talking. I'm sorry. There's no reason to get more than what you should.
That he initiated and now needs to bend not only the facts but also the perceptions of others.
So just kind of walk me through, just tell me from your point of view what you guys pull up. You're driving. It's your car? Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and you're driving?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it's a Volkswagen, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. She's sitting in the passenger seat. No one else in the car with you, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Just kind of walk me through kind of what happened at that point.
Well, I'm embarrassed to say this, but got out. She's in the store, and there's like a SUV.
I'm not embarrassed I shot some kid. I'm embarrassed to say this. What's he gonna say?
Next to us, and then the music starts, and I roll down my window, and I thought I was polite. I asked them nicely. I didn't demand. I didn't. Or else I said, hey, would you guys mind turning that down? And they shut it off. I was like, thank you. Cordial. Everything's cordial. I put my window back up. I'm doing my stuff. And I don't know how many kids are in that, but the windows are down for the back seat. The windows are up for the front seat.
Okay.
And
Okay, I don't know if that's... I call people kids, and they might still be grown-ass men, right? He's an older guy. I don't know. They say he's 45. I'm 40. Even I got this habit. I think about kids like, you're 20, 23. Like, you're still, like, to me, I might use kid. Like, they would probably call me an old man, even though I don't feel like I'm an old man. So, yeah, I don't know if you could bring that shit up. Like, he clearly didn't think they were, like, little kids, like children.
The guy that was in the back is getting really agitated. And my window's up. I can't hear everything he's saying, but, there's a lot of fuck him and fuck that and fuck that bitch. And then the music comes back on. And, I'm just like, live and let live. And don't.
This I don't believe. Because you don't live and let live and shoots. Like, even if a dude, like, even if you were kind of nice and they were kind of nice and they said, okay, we'll turn it down, and then one guy got pissy about it, which I think that's believable. I guarantee you one of them kids could have been like, fuck that white-ass motherfucker, what the fuck, or something like that, and said, turn this shit back up. And then the other dude turned this shit back up, right?
Need any trouble.
The detectives will entertain his standpoint for the time being. They will remain as neutral as possible as he recounts his own narrative. This is because they need him to divulge as much information as possible while he remains without counsel. The more...
Exactly. While you remain without counsel. Fucking dumb. Don't tell him shit. God damn. You ain't gotta be like one of these crazy ass, like, people that won't answer a simple fucking question to the cops and your traffic stop and yada yada, right? But when you're arrested and you're in the fucking thing, or you killed somebody, or at that point you need to act that way. Sorry.
Detail he gives away, the more they will have to evaluate and possibly use against him at a later stage. They will almost...
It literally in the thing says what you say can and will be used. I mean, like, there's not even any doubt in this. Like, it's not even fuzzy. Like, it's not. That's why they developed this shit. Like, so they can't ever use it. Oh, I didn't know. I just thought I was talking. And I don't know how it works out with, like, these recordings and shit, Maybe they get a warrant. Maybe we need a warrant, and then they can use it. Because what if it was, like, an undercover cop? You haven't been Mirandized, and you might tell him something, right? I don't know how that works exactly. But in this case, in this situation, 100% anything you say can be used against you. Even if you fuck up, if you said the wrong thing. But even if you make a mistake, it could still be used against you.
Appear to be agreeing with everything he says, which is for the purpose of encouraging disclosure. If they were to challenge him this early, it would more than likely prevent him from opening up.
And I don't know if they're singing or what, but it's like, they're saying, kill him. So I put my window down again, and I said, excuse me, are you talking about me? And it was like, kill that bitch. And you know, I'm still not reacting, but then this guy like goes down on the ground and comes up with something. I thought it was a shotgun, and he goes, "You're dead, bitch!" And he opens his door, and I'm shitting bricks. But that's when I reached in my glove box, unholstered my pistol. I mean, I practice this. I'm at the Fort Malabar Rifle and Pistol Range. I'm an avid, you know, gun guy and all that. No military training or anything, but I have friends who are in the military that show me the
proper way.
Yes, and so quicker than a flash, I had a round chambered in it, and I shot. That's when I reached in my glove box, unholstered my pistol. Quicker than a flash, I had a round chambered in it.
The prosecution would later argue that if the suspect was so traumatized both during and after the incident, as he stated multiple times, he wouldn't feel the need to add dramatic pauses while recounting the event, nor add complimentary remarks to his gun handling skills. It's almost as if he can't help but boast about the shooting, despite being so allegedly horrified and shaken up by it.
It's like that motherfucker. Oh, this guy that killed that. What was his name? Javon Martin. Was it Javon? Javon Martin. Right. That. What was that dude? I remember his name, but I can't remember the dude. What was that dude? Like Fernandez or some shit, right? What was it? That motherfucker. He was one of them dudes who's like, I so want to be a cop. He was such a ugh. Like, I'm like, God, that guy. Trayvon, yeah. Who was it? He killed him to the piece. That dude, that George Zimmerman, Jesus Christ. That dude was such a little, bitch. I want to feel, there's so many of these dudes that want to be so alpha and all that bullshit and act like they did. Like, most of the time, if you just stayed the fuck away from shit, things would just go way better. So this is I think this might be some of this little dick energy this guy's giving off too.
And that SUV pulled out, and like I said, in my mind, they got a gun. And so, you know, not training, just from, I was still scared. And so I shot 4 more times as they were fleeing.
As they were fleeing?
Yeah, trying to keep their heads down to not catch any return fire.
Okay. All right.
And that was it. I mean, I still didn't feel safe. I thought, you know, there was another car. I didn't know. I mean, I'm in a strange town, in a strange area. I just had my life threatened. The love of my life is in the store. And she doesn't know what's going on. She come outside to see what was up. And I was just like, get in the car. We have to go. I just didn't feel safe there.
Okay, I get that in the heat of the moment, but if you were like the one that felt like you were the victim, would you not have went and called the police once you got home or whatever? Just saying. I'd use that against him if I was the prosecutor.
In fact, we had plans, in fact, a fairly expensive bed and breakfast paid for in St. Augustine.
More unnecessary detail that someone distraught by a recent event wouldn't feel the need to clarify. If he genuinely thought he was as close to being killed as he stated, or if he was at all upset about the fate of the young man he had just shot dead, the fact that he missed out on a fairly expensive bed and breakfast would most likely be overlooked.
And, you know, after what happened last night, and we just were like, we have to go home and call the local sheriff and tell him what's up.
Well, where'd you go after
we went right to our room.
You went right to the hotel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Didn't leave. We were just
stay in the hotel
shitting
room?
bricks waiting for another carload of thugs to come. I mean, I'd never been so scared in my life.
These exact statements were brought up when his fiancée Rhonda was interviewed 4 days later.
Michael said something in the interview that was kind of, he made a comment that you guys went back to the room and he was basically waiting on some thugs with guns to come to the room at any given time. When you guys got back to the hotel, did he take the gun out of the glove box and take it up to the room with you guys?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so you left it in the car.
I do believe so.
Okay. And then you go to the room and he gets the dog and goes outside and walks the dog.
So he's so comfortable that even he'll go back outside and walk again without the gun with the dog.
I would have to assume so, yes.
Okay. And you guys just stayed in the hotel room at that point? Did you go anywhere else?
No, we ordered out. We got pizza.
Pizza.
The investigators have secured their baseline narrative from the suspect and will now slowly ramp up the pressure. They will begin to destabilize his thought process by inducing anxiety and then set traps for him to incriminate himself further.
Exactly. Don't trust no fucking cops. They ain't your friends. They're there to fuck with your head. God damn, what is people stupid? When you're being interrogated by the police, like, you need to, especially if they read you your fucking rights, you need to have some sort of lawyer there, even if it's a shitty public defender.
Him to panic, and as he panics, they will pose more calculated questions. However, they have to do this in a subtle and methodical manner, as if they push it too far, they could scare him into shutting down completely, or even into requesting legal counsel and ending the interrogation right then and there.
I know you're in a strange town, and you had this traumatic event happen to you, and I can understand that. Okay. The problem, I can tell you, where we start to kind of get a little wondering is, by the time you say you get to your hotel room, you're calling to order pizza. Why aren't you calling us?
Exactly, because he knew you did something wrong. To me, that's more evidence that you did something wrong. Like, I don't even think you can bring up the fact that you got a lawyer, right? Because that's your fucking right. So, like, if anybody said, well, he went and got a lawyer, that kind of proves he's not a dumbass.
And to come back to my hometown to do that, I shouldn't even left the scene.
Mm-hmm.
But I left the scene because I was still afraid for.
I can forgive that. Like, that's, to me, that's somewhat reasonable, based on his story, even though he's like the one shooting motherfuckers. But, like, yeah, why you just go home, eat pizza, go to sleep, then drive all the way back to, yeah.
And I can live with that. Okay.
Cops with me. God
God
damn, why the cops agreeing with me? Fuck.
Right where the shooting happened, because you don't know if these guys are coming back. I'm good with that.
Or if there are more.
But once you leave and you are away from that scene, and you've even gotten to a hotel room and inside your hotel room at that point, now it makes me wonder, because if you make a phone call, one, we find out, a lot quicker what's going on. Okay. The reason he and I haven't been to sleep since sometime yesterday is because we're trying to figure out. All we know is we got a dead kid in a car, okay, and we got a guy who shot and hauled ass. That's all we know. I mean, I'm just. That's where we start to get a little concerned. It starts to be, we can speak that I personally have had a case with an individual who was moving to Jacksonville, first day in Jacksonville, and got involved in an incident and felt threatened and shot another person and was in their car, and he drove across the street to another parking lot and got on the phone with 911 immediately and started walking police into where he was. That's the way
I have nothing to say other than
So other problems that we have too. When you began to shoot, can you honestly tell us that you ever saw a gun inside that vehicle?
I saw a barrel come up on the window.
He has now gone from saying that he saw a shotgun to now seeing a barrel come up on the window, and his emphasis while giving the statement was weak and unconvincing. If he had spoken with an attorney, his response to this question would have been that he without a doubt saw a shotgun, and his conviction to the claim would have been immensely forceful. It would make it far easier for his defense to create reasonable doubt within the jury, which the suspect has now made extremely difficult, and continues on to make it even more so.
Like a single shot shotgun where there's a barrel. I didn't see this part of the barrel, I saw that part of the barrel. And it was either a barrel or a stick, but sir, they're like, we're gonna kill you. And then they say, you're dead, bitch. I mean, I didn't wait to look to see if they were gonna point it at me. He reached down and picked it up. And
You
then
say he, who reached down and picked it up?
well, hopefully it's the guy that I hit. Though it was.
Where was he sitting when he reached
He
down
was
and
sitting
picked
in
it up?
the rear passenger side.
Okay.
And that's the guy that was really agitated. And then that's
So
the
I
guy
think that might be why you
yeah,
actually
right.
shot him, isn't it? More than there's a gun.
You're talking about you're going to kill me? Like I said, I didn't know what, you know. My window is up. He was saying a lot, but that's what came through. And I put my window down to ask him.
And the music is still playing at this time? And you-
Yes, but he is really loud and really animated.
Louder than the music that's bothering you?
Yes, well, the music was a nuisance at first. You know, with my car shut and the windows up, and you just hear the heavy bass. And like I said, I just said, hey, would you mind turning it down? And they did. They shut it off, which, I said thanks. But it really wasn't an issue of loud music. It was an issue of them threatening my life.
But it started from the music.
Absolutely, and that's when I started
And the
telling you
music
guys
was
I'm
playing when
embarrassed.
you pulled up?
No, it was not.
It was not?
So you guys pull in, okay? Now, when he pulls in next to the red SUV, is that correct?
That's correct.
It was already there?
Yes.
Correct, okay. And was the music playing?
Yes.
Okay, the music's playing.
Like we said, there's some issues that we have. I'll be the first to tell you there's no weapons in that car.
Put yourself in the suspect's position and imagine everything you had said up to this moment was truthful. You had just shot and killed a person, yet fully believed it was either your life or theirs. A legitimate
Yeah,
and
he
justifiable
exaggerated the
act of
fuck
self-defense.
out of that, I think,
Now
for
imagine
sure.
the outright shock and dismay you would feel at the very moment you realized that wasn't the case.
I don't know what you saw.
That's possible. When they drove off, they dumped it.
They never left the parking lot.
They circled around until they saw you leave, and then they drove right back. Because they saw you leave at that point.
They saw you leave and they realized their friend had been hit. So they never left the parking lot.
They came right back at that point.
Okay. Well, I don't know what to tell you.
It's evident that he's unremorseful over the consequences of his conduct, yet also appears to be totally unaware of the magnitude of his own situation. He's far too relaxed.
No,
and
yeah,
the
he's
detectives
a
ramp up the
cocky
pressure once
motherfucker. I can
more.
tell you that. That's what I brought up that like George Zimmerman fucking like little dick energy.
In your position right now that you want to do everything to protect yourself. And I can't say that I blame you for that. But we're going to need the total truth as to what happened. Not this story that I've had from 7:30 last night till 12 o'clock today to fix up. Okay, because the only thing that's going to make sense to us is the truth matching the scene. And there was the biggest problem we got, the first hurdle we got to get over is that there's no weapon in that truck.
Do you have a stick?
There was nothing found in or near the car that resembled a stick nor a weapon. The suspect is now trying to forge a narrative that his actions were justified due to his perception of a threat, regardless of if there was one or not.
Well, the second problem we have is that the last set of rounds when the truck is backing away from you, and you put 4 more sets in it, 4 more shots into it. That's an issue. Because now, if it's backing away, is no longer a threat.
Yes, sir, I understand that. In my mind, they had a weapon.
That's fair enough, but like that still don't mean you should chase them down. If you were that goddamn scared, you're gonna be running at them, shooting them. This ain't fucking Die Hard, motherfucker. That's another thing. These motherfuckers think they're in like Die Hard. They think they're fucking Bruce Willis or fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger or Sylvester Stallone. That's the same thing with that Zimmerman. That motherfucker to me, he is like the epitome of that style bullshit, right? Like a lot of times, like this is what kills me about a lot of this shit. Like there was like this shouldn't have happened. The George Zimmerman shit shouldn't have happened. Probably even the Kyle Rittenhouse shit probably shouldn't have happened. At least not the way it went. I know that was a lot of shit was going fucked up anyway there. So God knows somebody may have or may not have gotten killed. But I don't know why that kid was there. That's dumb as fuck. Like, he obviously was defending himself in that time, but like come on, what the fuck was he even doing there? I mean, like this was like obviously no reason to do this. Like either this guy's so fucking scared, like George Zimmerman's the same shit. George Zimmerman called the police. They told him to leave the fucking kid alone. They would check on it, but no. So he might be worse than this guy, honestly. He's like top tier to me, worst motherfuckers. And then, and I'm not saying like, and I know a lot of people came out like, all the pictures they showed of Trayvon, they showed him when he was like 8. He didn't look like that. It doesn't matter. He didn't deserve it. It's like that's not like it's like the argument against George Floyd. Like George Floyd may have been a fentanyl head or whatever, or heroin addict or whatever the fuck he was. Not a good person, right? But like what's the dude? What's this dude's? I can't. Chauvin, was that his name? Chauvin, like. Dude was like on his neck for like 8 minutes straight or whatever it was. I'm like, come the fuck on. It like I didn't deserve it. He's not judge, jury, and executioner. I'm like, come the fuck on. Like, what's that old saying? 2 wrongs don't make a right. But apparently, a lot of motherfuckers believe that shit. I see that shit online. Like they be watching like GOC or Destiny or either one of them, right? And they'll claim how horrible either one of these people are. All this horrible shit they did, which a lot of the shit they claim on both of these people is complete fucking lies. But then they'll go like, these are so I don't give a fuck if they get death threats or they get doxxed or they lose their platform or they get canceled or they don't make no money. I'm like, you people, like you're fucking ridiculous, right? But you're acting like they're more high grounds up here, but then in reality, you know, like they're more high grounds worse. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like most of this shit's even just words. Even if half the shit they say about either of these people is true, what the consequences that they want them to have is fucking ridiculous. And then they like dance around and act like it, like that stupid Keffel's girl, the fucking death, L plus ratio plus. Who gives a fuck about that shit? Dancing around about that shit like you're some sort of fucking like I don't know, I don't get it. Like you got mental problems, sweetheart. Just fucking face it, right? And the same thing with these goddamn AEW fucking lover. Like Jesus fucking Christ, it's a fucking wrestling show. God damn, don't threaten. Some motherfucker threatened to punch me in the face on fucking Twitter. First of all, I will say, would they do that shit in fucking real life? No, I think they think I'm some perpetually online, like 12-year-old like they are. Guess what, motherfucker? I've been talking to people and telling people, calling people out for their shit for a long fucking time in reality. You know, I'm not saying I walk down the street and tell everybody off every fucking... But you think I haven't ever manned up to somebody in real fucking life and told them that shit? Like, all I do is cower in fear... Or don't voice my opinions or something in real life, motherfucker. I was around before Twitter fucking existed. What the fuck do you think I was doing then, motherfucker? Was I hiding in a goddamn bathroom while everybody's just doing whatever the fuck they want to do? You don't know a fucking thing about nothing, motherfuckers. Learn. Jesus fucking Christ. Pussy ass motherfuckers. God damn, I don't want to fight you bitches. Nobody wants to fight on the internet, like physically fighting. A lot of times people get on there and they fucking want to start drama and shit just for fun. It's fucking Twitter. That's what it's there for. But then whenever they go to the like, I want you canceled or you're this or that or murdered or fucking raped or whatever bullshit, that's when you lost right there. You want an L plus ratio right there, bitch.
I can't shoot someone because in my mind they had a weapon. And that's the problem. I mean, if I walked up to someone right now and I'm having a confrontation with them and I think they have a weapon, the law doesn't allow me to shoot him because I think he has a weapon.
Let me ask you this: how were you when you
Well, I thought he had a weapon pointed at me. Is that different if I thought he was pointing at me?
pulled your gun out? Say you're sitting in your driver's seat like that, straight ahead. How did you shoot? Did you shoot one-handed? Did you shoot two-handed?
Two-handed, like that.
Two-handed, like this. You come across your body. Okay, and you shoot the first, what you said, 4 shots is what you remember, and then they start backing out. Do you continue to shoot through the window, or do you reposition yourself?
I don't recall, but I do remember getting out of my car and taking, like, getting sideways, and I was, like, waiting for the wink, or...
But once again...
all this is...
Okay. Once again, if you think they have something, think they have a shotgun.
They have a shotgun.
You think they have a shotgun. You're going to get out of your car...
What's that? They got a shotgun!
Make any sense?
Well, at the time, I was doing everything on adrenaline and no...
But I'm just saying, we're trained to, if we think something is there, to get out of the way.
To get out of the way.
Cover or concealment. So you're telling me that you thought they had a shotgun, but you got out of your car so they would get a good aim at you, is what you're telling me.
Well, I thought maybe they would shoot at the car and I wouldn't be in it.
But the car, your car's not shooting at them. You are. Why would they shoot at your car?
Shadow, they can't. So, honestly, sir, I'm at a loss to justify what I did on the second volley, other than to say I thought they were going to be shooting back, and I was keeping them from doing that. And
I don't think that's how it works, bruh.
Was in such a panic.
So you get the gun, rack it, and then reassess?
No, I didn't reassess.
So you went, grabbed gun, rack, came up?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you see him start to come out of the door of the truck. At that point, you turn to get your gun. Is that correct? You take it out of your glove box. You unholster it. You rack around, and you come back up on target.
Yes, sir. Fluid motion.
Okay.
He's like, I was so fucking good. It's like, you think I was...
to get out of his
They call me fucking Arnold, baby.
But yet, by the time you come back and start shooting, he's still in the truck.
He's coming out. I think he saw what I was doing when it was running back in. I don't know. But
see, that's where I'm a little thrown off here. Okay? Because he is sitting in the back seat of that truck when he is hit. Okay? Because the bullet goes right through the door. 3 bullets went through that door. Okay? He wasn't hit standing outside the truck.
Oh no, I know I shot through the door, driving him back.
How's he getting out?
Bro, shut the fuck up! Quit telling them everything you did.
The door if you're shooting through it.
I shot and killed 18 motherfuckers, but they had a broomstick.
You're confusing us.
All right.
Yeah, he's confused himself. He's brain addled. Like, he could have brought this defense to court. He might even got off. But to me, all this shit making him look worse.
When the latch is coming off the door?
Although I think he would have been fucked too, because I think they would have got him for leaving the scene of a crime. Like, although I think, like I said, and even this, like, assuming this police officer is telling the truth, I can kind of maybe understand that, getting away from what happened, you know? But, like, the next day, sleeping through everything, going, you know... Yeah, then it gets a little suspicious, my dude.
Mm-hmm. That's when I went to do what I was doing with the gun. And when I came back, I'm firing.
When the latch is coming off the door?
No, when I got my gun out of the...
When you said earlier about when you see the latch, what do you mean by the latch coming
Well,
off
the door's opening, and he's stepping out.
Okay, and he's stepping out.
Yes, and then
And you go and reach, but by the time you come back and come up just blazing, somehow he's still sitting in the truck.
Well, maybe I'm not as fast with the whole thing as I think I am, but it was...
Or maybe he wasn't getting out of the truck.
No, absolutely he was.
This was refuted by forensics. The victim never got out of the truck, and the door was shut at the time the suspect opened fire. This was proven by correlating the angles of the bullets that came through the door, alongside the entry and exit wounds to the victim.
You're saying
Hopefully that's not some TOS. That was
You
like
feel like
an
you're a threat.
X-ray.
This guy's got a shotgun in your view.
Got a
You think
shotgun.
he's getting out of the car. Okay. So you turn to get yours. If he's unarmed, which he is, why is he going to be?
I don't know. Maybe he
Now
thinks I'm unarmed. The sad fact of it is he's telling me he's going to kill me. You're dead, bitch.
Because you asked him to turn the radio down?
See, that's the part where I don't understand.
And you know what? And I'll tell you,
they were getting really agitated.
I understand it because believe me, we deal with guys who you ask him to turn their radio down, they would get out of the car and shoot you. We deal with those kind of dudes all the time.
Yeah, I agree. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think he just kind of like, these are thugs, I'm going to shoot them. Like, well, that's what he used. That's the terminology he used. But I think it's right. I don't think they would have I don't think they would have turned the music down ever if they were like that. They would have shot your ass before you'd had time to get your gun, old man.
When you got into a confrontation with those guys, a man of your stature, if there was a gun in that truck, they would have shot you. They wouldn't have had to get out. They would have shot right through. They would have shot from the truck just like you were shooting from your car. People don't get out of the car to be seen when they're shooting someone. They're going to shoot you right inside that truck.
All right. He's getting out of his car. We're this close to each other. He was getting out of his car after repeatedly telling me that he was going to kill me. So, is he going to bite my ear off or shoot me with a shotgun?
What do you think? It's fucking Mike Tyson, bro?
How he intended to do it.
If you thought he had a shotgun, you most likely would be concerned with how he intended to do it. You would be likely more concerned with being shot with a shotgun as opposed to having your ear bitten off.
Now, and I'll tell you this. We talked to the other guys in the car, and they will all tell us he didn't like the fact that some stranger's telling him to turn his music down. He's 17. He's a teenager. Okay, you know how teenagers are.
No, I do not. I do not know how teenagers are, sir. Please do not say I know.
Did he throw some F-bombs at you? Basically tell you to go fuck yourself multiple times? Absolutely. They said, yep, he was jaw-jacking back and forth with that guy. But at no time did any of them say, well, okay, he did say he was going to kill him. Because it makes no sense, because what's he going to do? He's not armed.
He's not even footed.
I'm going to kill you and get out of a car. And we're talking about a kid. You know how many times that kid's been to jail? Never. He has no history of violence, and it's not like we're getting some street thug.
All the thing this kid has is a truancy in school.
We're not talking about a violent kid here. He has no track record. There are guys in Jacksonville who I'd go, okay, I believe that, because they got track records. This kid ain't got no track record. The kid
Ain't
sitting
got no
next to him doesn't have a track record.
neither. Yeah.
The kid sitting in front of him doesn't have a track record. None of them do. These aren't violent guys.
Fuck no.
They pull up so the driver can run in and buy cigarettes. It's the only reason they're even there. They just got back from going to the mall. That's it. So I have a hard time buying how I can totally see him talking shit to you.
Agreed.
I can see that. But to take it to a level that he's threatening to end your life when he can't. There's no way he can. He doesn't have anything.
I didn't know that.
I know.
That's all the reason that you're not knowing that is all the reason why you took your next step too far.
Yeah, the problem is you went from 0 to 100 without ever getting to 50.
I have a guy very irate saying he wants me dead.
Bro, you maybe could have used some of this as a defense, right? But guess what you should have done? You should have brought this shit up to your fucking lawyer and talked to them before you told the cops all this shit. Because this is not making you look good at all. I think a good lawyer could get you off. Like, I'm not saying, look, getting him off versus what he's doing is right. I don't know. Like, but at this point, it's looking like you killed these kids because you were just a mad old white man So, this is like, I don't know what happened because it's 2012. Now you'd be fucked. You'd be under the jail, son. You ain't getting that because these motherfuckers will be wanting to riot. Like, they like the Trayvon, the fucking Zimmerman got away with some shit. I don't think he should have. He should have been in jail. He instigated that entire thing. Like, that's like, I think that's why, I know, like, Florida laws are a little different, but if you instigate the fucking violence, then you can't claim self-defense when you're the one that instigated it. And I will always say that's what he did to Trayvon. He instigated that shit. But, obviously, I'm not there. I don't know 100%. I didn't see all the evidence. But that's one of the ones where I'll take the L on if I'm wrong, because just as Zimmerman's little dick energy is ridiculous.
Well, if the other guys aren't corroborating, I'm sorry, but
And understand too, there's people in the parking lot that can hear what's going on too.
Not one of them. We have what's called independent witnesses.
Yeah, not associated.
I understand. I wasn't sure that I heard him right. That's why are you? Is this directed towards me? You're going to kill me?
And that happens to be an exact quote of, "Are you talking to me?" That was an exact quote. Guys with the truck said. He said something to the effect of, "Are you talking to me?" So that's dead on. Yeah, he was talking to you. He's basically telling you to go fuck yourself, and I'm going to turn the music back up.
Yeah, no, the music was already up, and he's talking, kill the guy.
I just can't understand, if the music is up to the point where you're asking them to turn it down, how can you also hear the conversation that they're having? It's not making any sense.
He's livid. He's not talking. He's yelling. And my window's up and I can hear him. I'm not making out all the words. But then I hear, kill that son of a bitch, or kill that motherfucker, I think is what he was saying.
How do you know it was him saying it?
Well, when I put the window down and I asked him, he said the same thing. Yeah, kill him, motherfucker. And then when he was opening his door, that's when he said, "You're dead, bitch." And, when you say he didn't have a weapon, he's on the ground, and you put something up on the thing and then gets out. I thought it was a shotgun. Or a stick, or, some kind of weapon, but he's confrontational and using words like, "I'm going to kill you and you're dead." And I didn't know he's 17. I thought he was a full-grown man. And I don't know how many kids are in that, but the windows are down for the back seat. I didn't know he's 17. I thought he was a full-grown man. I thought they all were. And in my mind, they're all going to get out of this truck and shoot me or beat me or
had that been the case, we would have a different argument. Had anyone been out of the truck, walking towards you in any type of threatening manner, we would have
we were parked right next to each other.
Yes.
So
I know you were.
There was no walking. It was him getting out, and he was an arm reach from me.
But here, those cars are so close to each other, though. Him getting out, it's going to be hard for him to get out because he's back away from you. His door opens up. He's actually going to be shielding himself from where you are because you're closer up to the driver.
All these things you're saying are great, but,
No, they're great, but I killed a motherfucker.
I didn't analyze all these things. I got the shit scared out of me.
I know.
And some guys coming at me.
Guess what?
Me what
if you,
do
I get it. Like, trust me. I'm with this guy. You can't just let people steamroll you or bully you. Yada yada yada. Right? But fuck, dude, you're at the fucking gas station for what? How long is it gonna take your bitch ass wife to run in there and get a bottle of fucking wine? 5 minutes, 10 minutes max, even then. And then like there's somebody, they were already there, right, when you got there. So they're probably gonna be gone. It's not like they're hanging out, like there was no need to say nothing to start with, like. I'm just saying, like, a lot of this shit can be traced back, and, like I said, I know I bring up George Zimmerman, if he just would have said, look, even if he would have felt Trayvon was suspicious because he's got his tea and his Skittles, and he looks like he's about to rob some houses, murder some white folk, whatever bullshit he was thinking, He called the police. All right, they said back the fuck off. That should have been the end of it, right? Or even if he wanted to keep an eye on him from a distance, but he like ran up on him clearly, like and I'm pretty sure it wasn't like he was breaking in somebody or attacking somebody, you know. And then he probably got all like, "I'm a badass. I'm gonna tell this motherfucker." Then dude rolled up on him like some of these bitches on Twitter. If they said some shit like, if they like tried to attack me in real life, they would change their goddamn minds in a fucking second. So, you know, that kind of shit. It's like, come on, man. Stay in your... What's the saying? Just stay in your fucking lane sometimes. It'll save a lot of people a lot of problems, man. A lot of people a lot of problems. Same here.
I'm sitting here telling you guys I was in fear for my life. I honestly was.
Bro, it must not take
so
much to make scare you,
in my
man.
personal life. The last thing I want to do is be in trouble. I don't want to cause you guys a sleepless night. I don't want to lose my freedom.
He reverts back to this premise multiple times. He continuously associates these two reasons with the notion that he wasn't the instigator, yet not once does he mention that he wouldn't want a teenager to lose his life over a verbal altercation.
This is what we do. Don't worry about that. This is what we do.
Well, I mean, the last thing I'm looking for is trouble. The last thing.
Bro, that doesn't seem like it. If the last thing you were doing was looking for trouble, you would have just sat in your fucking car. You could even have talked shit to your wife. Like, that's what you would do. When y'all go back to the hotel, you've been like, what? I don't even know what. You could have went on, even if you wanted to be. I'm not accusing this guy of being racist. But he could have went on his racist tirade, went to hotel room to his girlfriend or something. His fiance, whatever the fuck they call each other, right? His whoa man. And he could have just done, that's what most people do, man. Bitch to somebody. You even have somebody to bitch to. Bitch, I can't believe they play that loudest fucking music all the time. I get so fed up, right? Just vent it out, man. Then you don't have to go crazy. Like, if you didn't want no trouble, that would have been the best way to handle that shit. Just fucking suck it up for 5 fucking minutes. Though I was thinking, when I heard the beginning, I was like, oh man, they're like outside his house or neighbors. Like, you're doing a public fucking, like a place where you ain't trapped to be at, you know? I don't get it.
From where I was sitting, a shotgun was coming up at me, and so I don't want to sound like an asshole, but if it happened again tomorrow where a shotgun was coming up, I think I would do the same. I hope I would.
You're not helping your case, bro. I'm not even a fucking lawyer. I could be like, don't say that shit, man. At this point, you need to have some remorse. You need to come into this shit like you don't sound like you sound like Forrest Gump psycho, you know, like half retarded almost. You need to be like, man, I can't believe I had to do this. I fucking got rattled. I'm so sorry I killed some fucking 17-year-old kid over some stupid bullshit. Like, don't be true acting tough, man. You goddamn cunt.
And you know what,
Not be
Mr.
afraid
Dunn?
to do the same.
If there was a shotgun coming up at you, we would expect you to do what you did. The problem that we have is that there is no shotgun. That's the bridge that we got to get across. You keep dwelling on the shotgun as if there was one at the scene. If there was a shotgun, a BB gun, any type of gun at the scene. Hell, if it was a water gun that was black that looked real at the scene.
Like I said, it was a barrel. It could have been just a stick, but, I mean, it was...
Could have been your...
Oh shit, you crazy kook motherfucker. He called you out. Congratulations. That's damn true, too. Don't they isn't this like excuses cops use all the time? They don't know, they get, you know. Although, I'm gonna give you this, right? Some skitty-ass white man that he can't be held the same accountability as a cop. Even though he talks about being trained and all this, la 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 la. It's a little bit different, right? But that would also be my argument for not every Tom, Dick, and Harry should just be able to carry guns around with them every fucking where.
Your imagination?
Well, no.
He said no with a rising intonation. The way in which he said the word doesn't correlate with its message. The intonation was more matched with the word maybe.
Well, no.
The pressure he's under is causing disorientation in his critical thinking. He was unable to process the adjustment in...
Bro, I don't know if this motherfucker had much critical thinking to start with, but you're right, it's probably made it even worse. That's why you get a fucking lawyer. Because that's what they get paid to do. Plus, they're technically not the one under, like, investigation, so they can stay a little calmer and cooler than you will.
and you let them kind of do the talking for you, or you let them be like, yeah, answer that. What's or you? Well, I think before you what you do, you say lawyer, like fucking lawyer, a lawyer. I don't know how to fucking say it. I'd learned in every fucking language. Like in America, that's all I'm speaking for, because I don't know. I would think like a lot of other first world style countries like us probably have a similar thing. Like I would think Canada, Australia, France, England, Scotland, Germany, probably some of the Finnish thing, like the Norwegian, blah blah blah. Most of Europe and shit. Don't know about Africa or some of the Asian countries. Maybe South Africa. I don't know about Japan enough to know about there a lot. But I would say like most top tiers would have some form of like a court system, But in America, even for people that don't live here, if you come over here, ask for a fucking lawyer. Whatever, you even if I was in another country, I would try. I mean, I might be fucked. I might not have the same laws. Don't get me wrong, but and if I was in, maybe not. I don't know what Mexico maybe even have it. I don't know. I don't know. But some other country, big time countries, I would think all have a similar style, kind of thing, right? Like democratic countries that are, But he's in America. He's from America. He's a good old boy. Goddamn, ask for a lawyer. And then talk to him before you say anything to the police. Because a lawyer would have told you half the shit I did. I would tell you that shit. Fucking call me. I will tell you not to say shit. I will tell you, don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that.
His thoughts to his words quick enough. And that's why they came out mixed together.
I mean, anything's possible, I guess, but him coming out of his car was not my imagination.
Okay.
And it was right after I saw that he started coming out of his car and saying, "You're dead, bitch."
When you went and grabbed your gun, racked it, and came back around, what were you shooting at? Did you acquire a target, or did you just start shooting?
I shot at the door.
Which door? Which door?
The rear passenger.
You shot at his door?
Yes.
Okay.
What was the purpose of that?
Saved my life.
From the door?
Fucking... Oh, god
he was
damn.
coming out of his door, and then I guess he went back in it, but that's where he was.
When you started shooting him, yeah.
Hypothetically, you and him exchange words. He opened the door to go in the store to use the bathroom.
He wouldn't have said, "You're dead, bitch," and then...
I'm just saying.
Well, then I guess I would be in trouble if that was the case.
Oh, God, dude, that's the case. I don't know, if...
We are so lucky. Really? There should be 3 of those 4 should have been hit. 3 of those 4. You could have 3 dead guys right now.
True.
Okay. Luckily for the guy in the front seat, his door stopped the bullets. They entered the door, but they didn't go all the way in. Because the front door's got bullet holes in it. Okay. And there's another one you shot when you were doing the suppression fire, basically, to keep their heads down as they're driving away. You put one in the back of the car. There's several shots directly into the rear of the truck. And one of them comes zinging in through the back and goes right up and hits the sun visor where the driver is.
Yeah, you can't argue physical fact. You can't lie about physical facts like that either. You shot the back of the car as they were trying to drive away, right? That's when you lose a lot of charitability on my part, that you went. That's endangerment, if not, because you're to me you're wildly firing. That's another reason I don't like all these maniacal people having guns and shit, because they're then they shoot 3 or 4 different other people. It'd be the same argument I have against gang people. You're
as he's driving out. Didn't miss his noggin by much. So we could very easily have...
And he don't give one fuck.
Guys.
He's like, I wish I'd have killed that.
Luckily, those guys didn't get hit or any way, shape, but they're all fine. Except for the poor guy who's pretty much was dead right there. It didn't take him long. He was gone.
Said he hit him in the heart.
You
If
see
he
a lot
gets
of
shot
shit.
in
We
the
deal
heart,
with threatening situations. I mean, it's not, we deal with them all the time where somebody defends themselves. I mean, we do. And there are clear-cut cases where you go, yep, sure did, buddy. You defended yourself. Have a nice day. Unfortunately, this is not one of them.
yeah, that's why you're going to trial
No,
or whatever. I don't know, whatever their trial's going to be, manslaughter, whatever.
Unfortunately, we have that effect. Sometimes.
Well, I don't mean sick. I mean, I actually am starting to be sick in my stomach.
Because you're fucked.
I don't know how I can express to you guys that I was in fear for my life.
Okay.
I've never been so scared in my whole life. I've been mad and my hands shake, but I was so afraid that I didn't have time to think. I only reacted.
What did you see the driver of the other car do when Jordan Davis said, "Yeah, I'm talking to you"?
He reached into his glove compartment.
It was a big silver chrome, either 9mm or a 45. It was a large caliber.
And what did the driver do with the gun when he grabbed it from the glove compartment?
He was holding it and cocked it back.
I heard someone yell, or someone say something very loud.
And what did you hear that person say?
No, you're not going to talk to me that way.
Do I need to get a lawyer? I mean, it sounds like I'm in deep shit.
Well,
A lot of times they have on the these freaking me out, right? Like, I'm losing my fucking shit, man. Kill somebody with a fucking gun in public. I don't give a shit if it was 100% like obvious to everybody on the fucking planet that it was self-defense. You would fucking still need a lawyer. I'm so fucking sorry. Like, and I don't know how long you've been here. A lot of times they got like on these videos, they got like on the fucking screen. Oh man, I closed up. I didn't see nobody show up on there, so I don't guess nobody's chatted at me. But because nobody loves me, I am unlovable. But so sad I am. But like, look, dude, I don't know how long you've been there. I would imagine you've been here like 30, 45 minutes, an hour. Usually, that's how most of these interrogations go. You're just now asking if you need a lawyer? And if you ask the cops, what are they going to say? Oh, man, we're cool. You don't need a fucking lawyer. Or are they going to be straight up honest with you? You should have called a lawyer about 30 minutes ago, dummy. That's what I'd tell them.
that is up to you. We have a warrant. Duval County issued a warrant for your arrest for murder and attempted murder. Okay? That's what you're being charged with right now. Okay? Just the first step in the process.
The way I see this was, I was scared for my life, and I fought back. And you guys are seeing this as murder.
Right. Well, I'm sure a lot of people say a lot of things. Like, that doesn't mean it's the way it is. That's why we have a jury trial in our fucking country.
This is where we're at right now. They'll process you here first, but I'm not sure how long it's going to take you before they got to go through all that kind of stuff. But you will be brought back to Duval County. Like I said, this is a start.
Is there any opportunity to bail?
There's no bond. There's no bond on a murder charge in Duval County. Yeah, it's standard. They just don't allow it.
Right. Is it automatic that it's a murder charge when it's self-defense?
I'll explain to you how it works on our end. We do our investigation. We get our facts. We have a prosecutor from the state attorney's office with us who sees all the facts, sees the case. We confer with the state attorney's office, say these are what we have as facts of this case, and they determine, yes, we believe there's enough to issue an arrest warrant at this point based off the evidence we have, and that's why we obtained an arrest warrant.
I really didn't know that I was being charged with murder and attempted murder. That sucks.
I'm sorry we had to meet under these circumstances.
Me too. I mean, if there is, there's probably about 5 things I could have gotten done differently last night, but it's unfortunate it turned out the way it did.
It is. Okay, well, I'll get with the guys here and we'll get you use the restroom for you, okay?
Oh, he just realized that shit right then. He's like, I'm fucked.
He was remanded into custody at the Duval County Jail, where he remained for 14 months awaiting trial.
Did you ask the guys in the red SUV to turn down that bass?
I did. I said, can you turn that down, please?
What was the response from the red SUV?
They turned it off.
And at that point, what did you then say?
I said thank you. Very soon after, I start hearing things like F him and F that and...
Does it escalate?
Well, the music came back on. Now it got ugly. After hearing the something something cracker and this and that.
Bro, you're making it racist now. You didn't ever say nothing about that. You said motherfucker and kill and son of a bitch or something like that. First time you brought up cracker.
I hear, I should kill that motherfucker. Here, I should fucking kill that motherfucker. And now he's screaming.
Okay.
There's no mistake of what he said. That is what he said.
Notice the considerable increase in both emphasis and conviction when making his statements. His lawyer has now instructed him in how to respond, but unfortunately for Michael, the jury had access to his interrogation where he was asked the same questions.
Yeah, that's why you don't fucking do... Like, this come back to bite you, motherfucker. Like, and you might not have... You could have... You could have talked with your lawyer. Come up with a fucking plan for the case, right? And you wouldn't even have to let it roll in and be consistent with this shit, right? Like, oh, damn, stupid motherfuckers. Like, they're recording you. They read you your rights. All this can be used against you in a court of fucking law. I don't know. I don't have the Miranda rights memorized, but anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you don't have the money to buy an attorney, we'll provide one for you. Basically, that's the main points, right? Don't talk to the cops for 30, 40 minutes, tell them your side of the story, and then ask their lawyer. Because at that point, they butt-fucked you, and God knows what you said, and it don't look good. And no matter what, even if you're like, well, I was confused, and everything was all this and that, still looks kind of fucked up, bro.
The guy that was in the back is getting really agitated. And my window's up, I can't hear everything he's saying, but... You know, there's a lot of fuck him and fuck that and...
Fuck me, fuck you, fuck her too.
And I don't know if they're singing or what, but it's like, they're saying, kill him. So I put my window down again. I put my window back down and I asked, are you talking about me?
Now, what was the response when you said, are you talking about me?
You think he did like the full-on taxi driver, like Robert De Niro?
Are you talking to me? Slammed it against the door. I didn't know what it was at first. But when he says, yeah, I'm gonna fucking kill you, I look and I'm looking at a barrel. He's showing me a gun and he's threatening me.
What happens now? What did you believe was about to happen to you?
I thought I was gonna be killed, but I still didn't go for my gun at that time. I was just like going, oh my God, where is all this hostility coming from? And it was at that point where he said, this shit's going down now.
Not once was this mentioned during his interrogation. It seems to be a poignant recollection when stated here, which would arise suspicion as to why he failed to mention it earlier.
Exactly.
Wildest dreams.
And if he had a lawyer told him to quit talking before we come up with something. Look, I'm not saying right or fucking wrong, and there's a lot of flaws in our legal system, right? But you sit down, you come up with a story to try not go to fucking prison. That's like everybody's goal on the defense side. But after you've already uttered out some stupid ass bullshit that can be used against you in a court of law, you're fucked. Or it's harder to come back. That's why a lot of these stories are like, and then you try to come up with and then you just see, nobody believes that shit. You know?
Could you fathom being in that position over a common courtesy?
No.
Okay. Now, at this point, what's going through your mind when he said, this shit's going down now?
This was a clear and present danger, and I said, you're not gonna kill me, you son of a...
Oh yeah, and a clear and present, like he like thought that and he said, okay, Bruce Willis, shut the fuck up, Die Hard.
Okay. And as you said that, were you looking at him, or were you now moving to get that fire?
I said that as I was retrieving my pistol.
Could you show the jury exactly what you did?
Well, if we say over here is my glove box, I'm looking out the window, and I said, "You're not gonna kill me, you son of a bitch," and I shot.
Okay. And do you even recall how many times you shot?
I do not. Kind of was in a fixed position with the tunnel vision. I didn't realize the SUV was moving. I was still aiming at the rear passenger, and it didn't register that the car was backing up.
Okay. And at some point you...
That's a smart play. I don't know if I believe it or it would sway me after I heard the other shit. But at least now he's got an explanation. Because that was one of my biggest things. Like, they're driving off and you're shooting a backup. Like, that's when you're, so that's a smart, that's something the lawyer came up with.
You realize now there's no more red door in front of your face?
Give like a logic to it, right?
This is where Rhonda starts coming into my mind, because I know she's heard the shots. I know Rhonda. It wasn't just my life I was worried about, no.
And at some point now...
I'm sorry. That shit seems fake as fuck. Oh, she's in the store. I'm out here shooting guns and shit. Like you would think like a gang descended on him. Like, goddamn, man.
Do you see that SUV actually drive towards a different direction or try to drive away?
It did, and this is where the... now they're back in line with, if they fire on me, they'll hit the front door, and this is where Rhonda comes out.
What was your purpose of firing towards the back of that vehicle?
Oh, okay. Now they're coming up with some idea. Okay. So this is what the lawyer would have crafted. And if he hadn't said some of the other shit that he said before, I don't know if I would still believe him or not, but like that's a little more plausibility. That's what you do in law, man. It's like trying to get plausibility.
I was worried about a blind firing situation where they would, shoot over their heads or whatever and hit.
Bro, you're acting like, oh man, I was analyzing the whole situation, and then earlier you're like, I don't know what the fuck was going on. I was just trying to like,
hit me and Rhonda. I stopped firing when it appeared that the threat was over.
And how long had you been with Miss Rower?
3.5, 4 years.
Did you have a serious relationship with her?
Absolutely, she's my fiance.
Okay. And were you living with her at the time?
Yes, we were.
Okay. Was this dog kind of your guy's child?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. And what was his name?
oh, now they're gonna be like, we were defending the dog.
His name is Charlie.
The defendant just got emotional over his supposed gallantry and undying love for his partner, and now accelerates this emotion for the purpose of expressing how much he loves his pet. In his mind, he is exhibiting appealing human traits to the jury, coming across as a man of clear nobility and selflessness, who only protected the woman he loves from a perceived imminent threat, while also being a gentle soul that sheds a tear at just the mere thought of his beloved puppy. The thing is, the defendant only has tunnel vision with regard to himself and his own perspective. The jury, on the other hand, will be looking at the big picture, rather than...
Basically, let me put this in simple terms for you. I know what this guy's saying. You didn't give a fuck that you killed another human being, though, one iota. Like, even if that's like your full-on goal, you're on trial, like, they want to see that you have some sort of remorse. Even if you're like, look, I feel that I did what I did, but I wish I hadn't had to kill him. You could have said that, and I guarantee you it would have swayed some people a little bit. I don't know if it would have been enough, but more than like, I'm a defender, I'm fucking Bruce Willis, I'm fucking playing Die Hard at the fucking convenience store. This is Speed, motherfucker, call me Keanu. I'm fucking goddamn, what's his name, John Wick, bitch.
Than perceiving this emotion from the viewpoint the defendant wants them to, they may see it as a contrived and narcissistic attempt at elevating his own character. He has now shown the jury that he has the personality type to get emotional, and this emotion comes out as he self-describes his valiant conduct and gentle spirit, yet not a shred of emotion was displayed as he described the exact moment he took the life of a young man.
Mr. Dunn, you love Rhonda Rower.
Yes, sir, I do.
Right? You love her a lot, right?
Yes, sir, I do.
Right, and when she got into that car, she asked you what happened, right?
Yes, sir.
Sir, are you telling this jury that on the way back to the hotel, you told Rhonda Rower that the boys in the car had a gun?
If I told her on the way to the hotel, I told her several times at the hotel, I told her several times on the way home that this was self-defense.
That wasn't my question. From the time you left the gate station to the time you got back to the Sheraton, how many times did you use the word gun to describe what the boys, let me finish, what the boys in the car had?
Ooh, let me finish.
Was it more than one?
At least one.
Mr. Dunn, the truth is, you never told the love of your life that those boys had a gun.
You weren't there.
Did you? You did tell her then?
I said you were not there.
I get that. I know that. Truth is, you never told Rhonda Rower they had a gun.
That is incorrect.
Remember to speak loudly into the microphone. So
Oh
everybody
shit,
can hear you,
she's
all right?
gonna.
Yes, sir.
All right. Ms.
She's gonna
Wilson.
fuck him.
When you came out of the gate gas station and you got into the defendant's car,
Yes.
did the defendant ever tell you he saw a gun in that red SUV?
No.
Did the defendant ever tell you that he saw a weapon of any kind in that SUV?
No.
Women,
There was
right?
no mention of a stick.
No.
There was no mention of a shotgun.
No.
There was no mention of a barrel.
No.
There was no mention of a lead pipe.
No.
Back in the hotel room, Miss Rower, that same night, did the defendant ever tell you that he saw the boys with a firearm?
No.
Did he ever tell you that he saw the boys with a weapon?
No.
On the 2-hour drive the following morning, did the defendant ever tell you that he saw a gun in the SUV?
No.
And on that 2-hour drive, did he ever tell you he saw a weapon of any
That's gonna be hard on
in
her.
that SUV?
No.
I mean, I gotta give her some credit. Like, she's not trying to lie for him. Like, God, there's only 30 seconds left? Fuck! How are they gonna finish this up in 30 seconds? Yeah, like, that's gotta be, because knows she's dooming him. Was she not, like, in there before? Like, and knows that what she's doing? Or is she just being straight honest? Like, I mean, either way, like, he's fucked, but, you know.
On February 15th, 2014, Michael Dunn was found guilty on 3 counts of attempted murder, for which he was rendered a 90-year sentence. 7 months later, on October 1st, he was rendered an additional life sentence without the possibility of parole. His appeal was denied by the 1st District Court on November 17th, 2016. He is currently being held at the maximum security Oregon State Penitentiary.
Wow. I'm being honest. Like, look. This is 2014 or whatever. Like, when was? Okay, Trayvon was before this. Okay, ooh, that might have added to it too. Okay, that might have made it because he got off, right? I think what maybe helped with that one is I think him and Trayvon did get in a fight, like, and Trayvon whipped his ass. But like my argument with that would be Zimmerman really instigated that shit, so I don't know how you can call self-defense exactly, but whatever. But yeah, clearly this guy fucked him. And I think if he'd had a lawyer, he might not have got found guilty for all this shit. I mean, honestly, I'm being honest here. I'm shocked by that 90-year sentence for that. But I mean, he did kill somebody, and he did almost kill a lot of other people. And there's a lot of reckless endangerment. I don't know if he had any, like, a lot of times they do take into account if you have past, you know, other things or whatever. I don't know if he did or didn't, you know. So, who knows?
But yeah, that one actually surprised me how that went. So I don't know. Like, I mean, clearly he was guilty. He killed somebody, so I can't bring up nothing else. Like, I mean, I'm surprised it was that. Well, I don't know. Like, I guess like maybe it's just he come down. Didn't seem like he had any remorse. He probably should have threw himself on the fucking. What is it? What's the old saying? Like, I throw myself on the mercy of the court, and he sure as fuck didn't come off that way, right? So yeah, kind of sad. But yeah, I mean, it's sad. But poor kid's dead. He's never getting that shit back. What's so fucked is he might have a chance for parole. I don't know, but like fucking 45, and then you go into prison. I don't know what's worse, going into prison at like 45 or like I don't know. It's gonna be crazy. I don't know. It's fucked. Like, but I shouldn't give a fuck about him because of what he did, obviously. So yeah, fuck him. Um, yeah. All right, that's the end of all this. That's two of them. I like these. I like watching these. Even nobody else is watching this. Maybe somebody will watch it on the replay or something. So let me know if you like these. I like them, so I'm gonna keep doing them. Fuck it. Peace out. Maybe I'll play some games again too soon. Gotta get everything figured out. Peace out. Oh shit, I clicked the wrong fucking thing.